what's happened, but if you can have a look at it ASAP and try and get it fixed. Cheers.
So other people are getting the same thing?
Yeah, everyone's getting the same thing.
Yeah, no, but I mean already people saying that.
Yeah, well, soccer parents clubs. Test it. Sent it out to me yesterday.
What do you usually send out for that?
Yeah, the whole enrollment process is online. The enrollment process is good. You just upload all your documents.
Hey, Chris, do you want to do a test down there?
It just says, G Matthew, doesn't even mention Linda. So if you're another parent, I don't think
Yes, I'm here.
That sounds good.
Yeah, so it sounds good from here.
Sounds really clear.
And if I turn my back on you, it's even good as well. But
yep.
Yeah, all right. So, when I did the interview last
live in the lounge room. On the YouTube stream too. Good call. Thanks. That's Tony Darty from South Launceston.
All good to go here, Chris.
Who was it? No Lee, no who?
McCulloch. No worries, mate. So you got Ruller's number, okay? Yep. Yep, that's it. Number one, Macca.
Hello, testing 1 2 2 2 1.
Okay, I'll turn you off again now.
This sports broadcast is sponsored by your locally owned Telstra store, Quadrant and Kings Meadows.
Welcome to round 14 action in the TSL here from UTAS Stadium. It's a top three clash, second versus third this afternoon, between the Northern Bombers, North Launceston, and the visiting team, Glenorchy. It's great to bring you the action here on City Park Radio 103.7 and 96.5 and via the TSL live stream. And my fellow commentators this afternoon, first of all, welcome Matthew McGee.
Yeah, good afternoon, Dave, and good afternoon to all of our listeners and viewers on the live stream as well. It's a beautiful day here in Launceston today, and not a breath of wind, and the ground's looking pretty good for this time of winter. A little bit soft underfoot by the looks. But, look, North Launceston come here with a 9-2 record. Glenorchy, they continue to be hit by injuries. And, look, they're holding on because they're better than everyone else underneath them. But it's going to be another big test for them today. Of course, they came up the highway back in round 6 and were soundly defeated by North Launceston on that day, who got off to a really good start. So we'll see what Glenorchy can bring today. They've still got good quality players in their lineup, but it's... sometimes it's who you're missing as well that really does. And just for our listeners, there's a couple of big outs also for North Launceston, Dave.
Yep, the two big outs, as we probably expected, because they come off early last week. Bart McCulloch and Alex Lee aren't taking their place in the team. Connor Pearton and Jack Lanham come into the lineup. And for Glenorchy, there is no...
Bailey Bester and Sam Reeves.
Sam Reeves, and into the lineup become Giacomo Malucci and James Deegan. G'day to our stats man, Dave Gruber.
Good afternoon, Dave. Good afternoon, Matthew.
Good afternoon, Groobs, the best in the business.
He'll keep us up to date today. And down on the surface of UTAS Stadium now is our boundary rider, Chris Sayer. Good afternoon, Chris.
Yeah, g'day, guys. Beautiful day down here. Tell you what a week. What a difference a week makes, as I was going to say. This time last week, you guys had the best position. It's a beautiful 16 degrees down here today. The Barry Triffett Zephyr of wind is gone completely. The sock is completely limp, a bit like Collingwood at the moment down the northern end.
Whoop.
And it's going to be an interesting day, isn't it? They haven't tossed yet, but the ground is a little bit soft, but compared to last week, it's quite firm. It's amazing, again, how this ground handles all that water. The ground is lovely, and we're in for a big game, I think.
Cheers, Chris. We'll hear from you during the day.
Okay, thanks.
That's Chris Sayer down there on the ground surface. Macca.
Now, Foz, you were here last week and you saw North Launceston get dismantled by Lauderdale. What was the weakness of North Launceston? Is it just the fact they're playing a few more youngsters this year and they just struggled up against a really good Lauderdale list last week? Yeah,
there were a few youngsters, Lauderdale have got a very physical and strong, well-skilled side. It was an arm wrestle till half-time, and I think a big factor was the exit from the game of Lee and McCulloch. And that was no coincidence, I think, that after that point in the game, the likes of Bryce Walsh and McManus, etc., took over. So those, the bottom six players we often talk about in a team, they're the ones that really have to lift for North Launceston and Glenorchy as well, because both teams are affected today by injury.
And you mentioned Alex Lee. He's been one of the premier ruckmen in the competition this year. Duffy is probably another great ruckman along with Hayden Smith. You'd think now that Cameron Duffy will take ascendance in the ruck.
Yeah, but it'll be up to a big Cody Lowe, who's in the centre of the ground at the moment. Just looking through the North Launceston side there on the live stream. Just to mention those changes again, no McCulloch and no Lee. In come the two players in Lanham and Pearton. And a debut today, Xavier Todman.
Yes, the son of Marcus Todman, North Launceston legend. Lives down the northwest coast, travels up, Dave, has done for a couple of years in the D-League. So it's great for him to see him get a spot today. Young Jack Lanham also back in.
100 games?
Out on the wing. 100 games for one of my favourites, Ponting. Josh Ponting, 100 games, and also 100 senior games for Jay Foon today.
I think it may be a debut for Glenorchy too for young Nathan Blowfield. I might get some verification of that.
Yeah, one of the names. Now, we speak about Glenorchy. There's no Jay Bowden. He's out as well. But also the two Webbs and Zach Webster as well are out. And some of those are out for the season. But they've still got some really good players there with Reece Mott, Aidan Grace, the goal kicker. Callan Daly's having a great year, and of course Harrison Gunther down back.
And the experience of Joseph and Dilger also back in the side in recent weeks. Okay, it's round 14 action here on the TSL, City Park Radio and the TSL live stream. Here's Matthew McGee.
So it's Duffy up against Lowe. Ball comes down. Good effort there. Scrimmage in the middle. I think it's going to be a secondary ball up. So we'll look to see what ascendancy Duffy can get in the ruck, because that's definitely a plus for them. Callum Daly in the midfield. Sam Rundle, the extractor, up against Cox Goodyear. What a contest. The umpire's seen a free kick and it's going to go to Rundle in the centre of the field. The former Devonport and Launceston player moved down to Glenorchy this year due to work. He's kicked long, but it's only gone as far as the North Launceston defender in Fletcher Bennett. So one of the youngsters here that's come into the North Launceston side in the last year or so. They keep blooding these youngsters. He looks for Cox Goodger, and what form he's in, Dave.
Absolutely.
Comes over the top, but it's not a great handball, and it's going to be received now back to Rundle, who worked hard to fix up his mess. And that was Trad Duggan out there on the outer wing, one of the stalwarts. Now, I remember him when he was an under-16, under-18 player, and we're now talking about him as a bit of a veteran, Trad Duggan across half-back.
He played in those couple of big years, the big roles with North Launceston back in 2015 and 16.
Centre wing, ball up, low, Duffy. Duffy gets down the front, comes through to Camerick, another one having a great season. And the ball goes out of bounds, railway wing.
Best season so far for young Ben Camerick. He played in the under-25 game here at UTAS Stadium a few weeks ago. Boundary thrown on the far side. So Cox Good, just a little handball that was a bit too hot for Bannister before. They were away North Launceston if that move had come off. It's Duffy up against Lowe. That'll be the match-up just about all day, you reckon. Duffy wins this one. Trying to shark it there was Rundle. Ponting, defensive handball to Davies, who slips over. Bennett's there, back to Davies. He's tackled immediately there by Mott. Be a ball up still on the far side of UTAS Stadium.
Big job for Richter Solder up against Aidan Grace, two Tassie players that you mentioned.
Yep, free kicks been picked out.
Yeah, Richter Solder up against Aidan Grace.
Davies, little left foot kick in the centre of UTAS Stadium is good. Mark's taken there by Cox Goodgie. He plays on straight away into attacking 50 to Donnelly. Can't take it, his bootlaces, taps it to his own advantage. Tries to pick it up there. Goodsall is there as well for Glenorchy. Back to Josh Arnold. He might have got one high. Play on, says the umpire. Now is it holding the ball? It's neither.
Donnelly Davey looks to have maybe taken the spot of McCulloch up forward.
Yep.
Tends to play wing half back. He's come up a little bit sore too, the big sauce. A bit of a corky maybe.
He's versatile. He played on the wing. He played down back for the Mariners last year as well.
Yeah, really good size. Ponting, the clever one. Here's Lanham. Back into the side today. Kicks inside 50. Oh, what a grab there by the North Launceston player of one of the youngsters. It's Edmonds. What a grab by young Edmonds. Former Launceston player, come across the river. And you've seen him the last couple of weeks,
Yeah,
Foz?
he's impressive. He spent a bit of time over in Melbourne, I think, and he's come back and he played first up against Launceston in the night game here and was good last week as well.
Did play a couple of weeks in the Mariners back a couple of years ago as well. His form was so good they just had to get him in. Edmonds goes long, strong, but misses the right side. So great start to young Edmonds. Glenorchy, they got off to a poor start here earlier in the year. Let's see what happens. Gunther gets the kick out. So Gunther, one of the really good defenders in the competition, continues to have a great season, gets big jobs every week. Glenorchy come near side. Here's Camerick, 1-2, bites of the cherry and takes it. Turns and goes. Here's Rundle, started the game well on Cox Goodger. So Rundle looks down, he's got French on, ignores the lead. Not much happening. It's an up and under kick for Rundle, close to the boundary line. In fact, it's too close and it's out of bounds.
Good defensive structure there, Macca.
Yeah, there was no one to go to. Foon, tries to bite off a little bit more, and he's only gone as far as Banks Smith. Banks Smith inboard.
He's your favourite.
Yeah, the flowing locks of Isaac Manson. Got more of a little headband on today just to try and keep those locks. They've grown a few inches since we were here in round 6. Ball comes up. Here's big Tyler Bowden. He flies. He can't take it. Brings it to the ground. North Launceston player in Van Buren. Passes out wide to Foon. They link up well across half back to North Launceston through Fletcher Bennett. Up and over the top to Connie Young. Goes long. Looking down and finds the North Launceston half forward there in the coach in Taylor Whitford. Whitford turns and goes towards the scoreboard side. Oh, a little clunk on the left mid. And that's a great mark to Dakota Bannister, tucked away in the right forward pocket.
So Dakota Bannister moves now to more of a key forward Macca than a forward flanker or pocket.
That's it.
Today.
I reckon they'll swing him and Cox Goodger. He goes the check side. Has it got the distance? It does. It just sneaks in for a behind. So North Launceston 2 behinds. Glenorchy yet to score. 5 minutes gone, first quarter TSL action here at UTAS Stadium. You're listening to City Park Radio 103.7, 96.5, or you're watching via the TSL live stream. You're going to listen to Dave Moore.
Duffy, back position against Lowe. Lowe wins the free kick. Umpire's right there. Duffy not too happy about that. Lowe now launch deep into the forward line of the pocket. And Whitford, second grabber's got it, right on the boundary line. He's also playing a stationary forward role at the moment. Those orange boots, Taylor Whitford. He's pretty happy today to playing along Ponting and Foon, playing their milestone games. The great generation of North Launceston players in recent years. Here's the number 3, right on the boundary. Good view here on the stream for those viewing. About a metre inside, he kicks for goal. It's across the face. It's fading. Still might be in play. Chance field for North Launceston. And that's is that Donnelly? It is. Tom Donnelly from the goal square. He found a bit of space, threw it on the boot, and it dribbled through for a goal. That's the first goal for today's encounter. Round 14 action here at UTAS Stadium to North Launceston. 1-2-8. Glenorchy yet to score inside 50s groups. We've got 3-0 at the moment. Sorry, no, beg your pardon, 4-2.
That's a coach killer, Dave.
Yep.
Paul Kennedy will be pulling the hair out because when it goes that close to the line, you just want to see someone come over the top and punch it through for a behind. But to leave the ball right there in front of the square, and Sauce Donnelly takes over as we watch the replay, and that's what's happened. Just could not get it through Glenorchy. And Donnelly, who he mentions moved forward today, he kicks the first one of the game.
So replay here, we can see a little fumble there. Donnelly with a bit of strength. I don't know, he found a passage
It's a little
there.
toe, wasn't it?
Yep.
A bit like the Launceston United under-12 today, Dave. I'll get back to their score later on because I know our listeners and viewers love hearing about the Launceston United.
Just while there's a break macca in the Mercury Cup earlier, it was North Launceston 20-25-145. Defeated Glenorchy 4-4-28. Big win there to the Bombers.
Ball comes defensive side. North Launceston bustling through there is Tepper. Just continues to find his feet at TSL level. He's had a few good games the last couple of weeks. But it's going to be a free kick and it's going to go to Camerick. So Camerick, exciting midfield forward, comes down, looking for French in the front, can't take it. Daly lurks as well as Grace. So there's their strength, isn't it, Glenorchy? Aidan Grace, Callan Daly.
29 and 23 goals respectively this season.
That's where it is. Their midfield forward. Of course, they're missing Josh Grant as well, Foz.
Yep.
One of their defenders, big, tall, strong mate. Here's French, the little smart forward. Clinton French goes back. Well, I said there's the strength. He's a smart player, Clinton French. And premiership player, he sneaks through and he kicks the first for Glenorchy from that forward line stoppage. You talk about coach killers. The coaches hate those forward line stoppage goals. And Taylor Whitford will look at the setup on that one on the tape during the week. But Clinton French just got on the goal side of his opponent there, and Rick DeSolda busted through and puts it through for a goal. Glenorchy, 1 goal straight 6. North Launceston 1-2-8.
Pretty close encounter here at the moment. And Clinton French, who's spent some time away from Glenorchy. Returned last season, I think.
Yeah, spent a bit of time up the Neefle, Dave.
Neefle, that's it.
Yeah.
So in the centre of UTAS Stadium again. I think it might be umpire McEntee, who slams the ball down.
Good bounce.
Duffy wins it down at Daly. Fumbles a little, then picks it up. Has support. Gets the handball away. Gid. He's pickpocketed there by Curran. Curran inside 50 and a mark. Taken there by Bannister, who's lively early. Just too much strength there for his opponent. And
he really is
Aaron Brennan, I think.
He really is that Dusty Martin type, isn't he? Similar body shape, strong through the hips, goes forward, quick first 10 or 15 metres.
In fact, it's Trad Duggan there playing on Bannister. That's a good match-up. So for our radio listeners, he's about 35 out, 45-degree angle. Kick into the northern end of UTAS Stadium. Dakota Bannister looks pretty good off the boot. Umpire moves, though, too far. Signals one behind. 1-3-9, inaccurate early, the Bombers. Leading Glenorchy 1 goal straight 6. Quick release from the fullback.
Reece Mott.
To Aaron Brennan. So Brennan now deep in defence. Goes wider here looking for Grace, who's a long way from home, but takes a lovely mark. She's impressive this year. Kicks up the wing. Mark taken there by Duffy, the big ruckman. He's got players in support. One of those is Daly. Takes a bit long. Now he's invited to play on. Duffy inside 50. Chance here for Tyler Bowden. Cut out the front though was Rick DeSolda. Don't argue there from Cox Goodger. Beautifully weighted handball to Ponting. Ponting steams through the half-back flank. Tries to get it Lockie Cocker. Gets his own spillage there. Now does Ponting. Little fumble. Costly. He's big low. Tackled by Daly. You want to see the boundary line. He doesn't get it. Johnny Geard's got it. He slips over. Rundle to Daly. Can he get out of this pickle here? He does. Nice little handball. Or was it a throw, says the umpire. Bit harsh, says Macca. He got the handball to, well, the throw there to Will Atkin. So it'll be a free kick to Daly. Just defensive side of the wing. It's the Bombers 9 leading Glenorchy 6.
Okay, Josh Ponting, half-back flank. Oh, no, it was quick hands.
Yep. Umpire's close.
It's cost them the momentum. Yeah, that's right. They're pretty hot on that one these days. Finds Davies as they look to centre it and go across to that outside wing. Not a great kick, but it's going to come off. It's going to go across to Van Buren, the fellow Northwest coaster. Goes up, finds the forward there, one of the youngsters in Edmonds. So Edmonds, new to the club, looks down, can't find his teammate there on half forward. That was Lockie Cocker. A few of these youngsters for North Lonnie, Dave. They've come into the side.
Former Quechie High School boy there, Lockie Cocker.
Remember him from the high school footy?
Yes, played in the NHWSA final last year, the year before.
Obviously come through their development program, which North Launceston do very, very well. They develop their local talent and they're able to keep them at the club. That's led to their success in this TSL. Umpire Shaliro throws it in. Lanham, tackle. It's going to be held up right in front of the scoreboard. 11 minutes gone. North Launceston 1-3-9. Glenorchy a 1 goal straight. And earlier in the year at quarter time it was North Launceston by about 3 goals. Glenorchy didn't score a goal, so they've started better today than what they did back here in round 6. Kick forward by Mott. Just keeps going forward here. Glenorchy looking for Matthew Joseph back in the side through from injury. Gunther can't get Edmonds. He started well, Edmonds. Very mobile. Nice kick inboard. Finds Foon. Oh, that's 50. He's come from behind the mark there, that long sleeve Glenorchy player. It should have been 50. Lucky to get away with it. Ball comes in. Cox Goodger the target. Good tackle, Cox Goodger on the Glenorchy player there in James Deegan. You'll know he was set upon. Umpire's on the wrong side, but he still saw it. I saw it from here, Dave. It was high tackle. And it's going to be a free kick, I think, to Cox Goodger. Kick 6 in their last encounter to Cox Goodger.
He loves them from here, Macca.
Oh, the left boot. We're right behind it. He's got 31 goals for the year. He's leading the goal kicking. He's leading the Player of the Year award. And when we thought Cox Goodger probably had his premiership time and, it was quite easy for him to head up the road and grab a bit of cash. Good on him for staying. And I'll tell you what, he's in the form of his life.
I think he wants to stick around if the Devils get in the VFL, Macca.
Look for the Devils. Yep. Yeah, he's pretty keen. Cox Goodger starts that one out left, comes back, but not enough. Didn't give it a chance, and that's through for behind as well. So North Launceston are peppering. They're 1-4-10 to Glenorchy, 1 goal straight. They play on quick. Glenorchy, Gunther. Plenty of room in front. This is where they need to hit the target. Over the top, Glenorchy. That's Malucci. He's one of the inclusions. Former Devonport player through Ulverston. Here's another Ulverston boy in Reece Mott. Comes down. Oh, drop mark there, Glenorchy. Tyler Bowden. He goes hard at it. Here's Glenorchy through Matthew Joseph. Holding the footy, Matthew Joseph. Welcome back to the TSL. And that's a good tackle there, Bennett. Over the top. Here's Foon, raking them up across half back. He's Bennett this side.
I think it was Curran before.
Curran before, yep. James Curran.
Look alike.
Yeah, the grammar student, James Curran. Here's Richter Solder having a great year. Oh, he was looking for one of two there, Avent or Ponny. He missed them both. Camerick, excellent handball, back to Gunther, the quarterback. Oh, that slipped off the side. It's going to go out of bounds. Right on centre wing in front of the interchange boxes here at UTAS Stadium. So, Glenorchy, they've just got to use the footy. They're getting enough of it at the moment around the clearances, Grooves. What's the clearances, sir?
Yeah, clearances, Glenorchy 5, North Launceston 3.
Okay, so getting plenty of the footy through Rundle and Camerick in particular. Duffy, low. Comes down the front. Tepper, just in front, could have been pushed. The umpire says yes. And it's going to be a free kick against John Geard, and it's going to go to Jordan Tepper. Former South Launceston Premiership player, Jordan Tepper. Over the top to Bannister. Inboard, here's Egger. First call of him today. Sharon Egger. Bit of a hat kick, and it's been cut off by Glenorchy in the back line. That was Trad Duggan. Duggan, not an excellent kick. It's gone to Ponting. He weaves left, he weaves right. Tries a little spot-up kick to Lanham. It falls short. Reece Mott, cool, calm and collected. By hands. Comes through now to Duggan. Let's see how he kicks this one. Just gets it over the top to Joseph. Joseph, all he does, though, is see Foon. He's been brilliant across half-back. Maced up there against Grace on that occasion. Liam Davies, plenty of Northwest Coast flavour in this Northern Bomber side, Foz.
Yep.
Comes out wide. Here's a youngster, speaking of. This is Xavier Todman. Oh, he's a left boot. It's nice, too. Inboard. Carlton Wadley. Oh, over the back. Lanham, get the set. Can't find it. Trad Duggan at the bottom. Goes by hand. Well done. Glenorchy, they're not kicking the ball well out of defence. That was terrible by Aaron Brennan out in front of Reece Mott, and it's going to be thrown right on the arc of the 50 in the boundary line in front of the scoreboard here at UTAS. If you've just joined us, 15 and a half minutes gone. North Launceston 1-4-10. Glenorchy 1 goal straight. Inside 50s for Dave Gruber.
Inside 50s. North Launceston's had plenty of it. They've had 8-4 for Glenorchy.
Boundary throw in, far side. Taken here by Rundle, dispossessed. Ponting's on the bottom of the pack, struggling on. And there'll be a ball up, says umpire McEntee. So just the 2 goals kicked. There's still being open flying footy, but
just the possession, the skill level has been pretty ordinary coming out of both half-backs.
That's right. Duffy hits it to advantage there of Camrick right on the boundary line. Up against Cox Goodget's out of bounds. Other games today, of course, the North Hobart play Clarence at North Hobart, and a big chance there for North Hobart's first win. And the other one is at Kingborough today between Launceston and the Tigers. We'll keep up to date with those scores. Of course, we started a half an hour earlier.
I tell you, we should have got on the radio today, Dave, and that was Blair Brownless. He's been in the news down there, the old Blairo.
I heard him on the ABC earlier today. He's standing firm.
Yeah, I'd think he made some good points.
As the ball comes out now towards Malucci, late inclusion, leans back on the kick up here towards half forward. It's a beautiful kick by Malucci. That's Clinton French again, the goal kicker. His kick's a lovely one too to Grace. Hits him on the chest. 48 out.
There it is, isn't it? The connection between Malucci and Grace.
Now they move the ball beautifully from the centre of the ground. And Aidan Grace this year has kicked 29 goals. Yep. So I think he's the second on the goal-kicking list.
And if they can get the ball to him 15 times today one-on-one, he will take 14, maybe 15 marks out of 15. He's just so good for his size, this boy.
There's not much Connor Young could have done about that. The delivery was beautiful. Right on the boundary line, tough shot. Good view here. Aidan Grace for goal. What tough. A beauty. What a beauty that is. Right on the boundary line, 48 out. Second goal, Glenorchy, and they hit the front here at UTAS Stadium. 2 goals straight, 12. North Launceston 1 goal, 4-10.
What's tough about that, Dave Moore?
Oh, I'll tell you what, and you know, he copped a little bit when he was in Clarence a couple of years ago about his run-up.
He had the stutter, didn't he? He had the Josh Kennedy West Coast Eagles.
He's gone away
stutter.
And sorted it out, and that was a beautiful shot for goal. You saw it right behind it here on the live stream, and also our radio listeners, you would have loved that one because it was poetry in motion.
So here's the issue for North Launceston. Donnelly's had to go into the ruck now as a secondary ruckman. And if Duffy can do the job all day, he's got to have to give his on-ballers first use of the footy. So let's see what happens at this ball up. There's some great players in there. Cox Goodger, Ponting and Tepper up against Daly. So they're all in amongst it. Camerick, the premier on-ballers. Oh, he gets over the top, does Donnelly. Only goes as far as Glenorchy, though. Getting through was Camerick. Forward, Joseph playing as a centre-half forward. He pushes his opponent off and takes the mark. In fact, it's Matthew Dilger. So Dilger tries to find Daly, misses him. It's going to get out on the far side. That's through Connor Pearton. Free kick, play on advantage. Reece Mott normally uses it well. Looks down in front there for the Glenorchy player in Malucci. Comes over the top. French is there again. Left and right. Clinton French. Oh, he slips on his backside. Dave Moore calls holding the footy. That was harsh. Ponting. Out. Foon. Dave Gruber agrees with Dave, so I'm 2-1.
Nice
I don't think he... great mark there from Gunther. Another inside 50, but it only goes as far as Foon. Half-back flank, intercept marks today for Jay Foon. Continues to do so. Tips the ball nicely to Van Buren. Red boots on Grace. Tucked away right in the defensive line. Hasn't got much room. Grace works the mark well. Comes out over the top. Good tap on there by Pearton. Avant. Here's Davies, left foot. Who's he going to hit up? Todman. Egger, inside 50. Looking, can't find Edmonds over the top. Ball comes. Good tackle, Glenorchy. They're working really hard, the Glenorchy defence. Here's Gunther, getting plenty of it. Hack kick inside 50. Inside the centre square. Not great there from the flowing. Could have done a little bit more. Goes to Van Buren. Through Connor Young. Up and over the top. Good mark, North Launceston. That's Edmonds. Play on. Ponting. Chipped off. Cut off again by Glenorchy. Pressure on. Egger by hands. He's got players inside. It's Whitford. It's the coach. He snicks it through for another goal. Well, that was just through sheer weight of numbers, Dave Moore. Inside 50s, and they just kept turning the ball over on the way out to Glenorchy. And Taylor Whitford playing as that forward you mentioned earlier, and he gets one through. North Launceston 2-4-16, lead Glenorchy 2 straight 12.
Yeah, it's an even battle here at UTAS Stadium. Good footy. And North Launceston, great in transition. That's their game. One end of the ground to the other. And two young forwards up there working hard, Lockie Cocker and also Will Edmonds. Were involved in that passage of play. And as Macca mentioned earlier, the Glenorchy backline has been good. The likes of Aaron Brennan and Trad Duggan have been pretty solid back there, and Gunther. So North Launceston rest back the lead. They've had 6 scoring shots to 2. Almost 21 minutes in here in the first quarter. Thanks to our sponsors, Andrew Doyle, Telstra Stores, Quadrant and Kings Meadows, for their support. Open 11 to 3 on Sundays. Now towards Ponting, the defensive side of the centre circles. Out to Davies by hand. Davies leans back in a kick towards half forward. Chance there for Curran if he can get it. Well done, Aaron Brennan. Little handball towards Daly, who's confronted, just bounce off the tackler. Gets the handball away there, looking for Banks Smith. Will Atkins there, back onto it is Banks Smith. He's dragged off the contest. He might have been held without it.
Yeah, definitely was.
Play on now with Camrick. Low kick to half forward, looking for Grace. Aaron Rick decided what a battle that's going to be today. Mopping up at the front of the contest was Todman, but he's turned it over straight to Atkin. Atkin steams to 60 out. The kick's nicely weighted to French. Well done though by Van Buren. He got a fist to the ball. Out towards Bennett, who keeps it in front of him. Takes possession as Bennett. Handballs over his head speculatively. Can't find a vent. Still a chance for Glenorchy. Kick off the ground by Mott. Anybody's ball. Meeting it hard is Malucci. Late inclusion, done well. Jackie Event picks it up. Looks for the high tackle. He releases the ball. Still in a dangerous position here for Glenorchy. Can they get it out? Little shot on goal. Is offline. That was Malucci again, I think. In fact, it's out of bounds. It dribbles over. Probably a good result for Glenorchy in the end. They try by 4 points. Boundary throw in. Jason to the right behind post. No breeze today. Beautiful conditions here at UTAS Stadium. Hope you're enjoying the action. 2 goals apiece. First quarter into time on. It was a free kick and it's going Glenorchy's way.
Aidan Grace, I think, who actually took the ruck.
Yep.
Jewel, and Lowe has infringed.
Against Cody Lowe, puts his hands to his head. There's,
You're right.
Markings run up here.
That's where I'd hate to be a ruckman, Dave. Just those interferences. You just don't know which way the umpire was going to put his hand out, but he spotted one to Aidan Grace, the makeshift forward line ruckman. He's going to go back and look for number 2.
Aidan Grace, he's about 30 out, slightly right of centre. And this is a straightforward shot. Probably shouldn't miss this one from where he is. Aidan Grace for his second, no problem. Now back in front, Glenorchy. 3 goals straight, 18. Straight kicking by the Pies. 2-4-16. 2 goals now to Aidan Grace. And he joins Bradley Cox-Goodger on 31 goals for the season.
I'm going to say, Dave, we've got a little battle, don't we, for the leading goal kicker in the league.
So they look dangerous going forward, Glenorchy at the moment. And North Launceston defence under a fair bit of pressure. Look at the inside 50s groups.
10 apiece.
10 apiece. So that tells us a lot about the evenness of this contest. It's 2 points to Glenorchy. Here's Matthew McGee for City Park Radio and the TSL live stream.
So Glenorchy started this game a lot better than they did here earlier in the year. 3 goals on the board. Going up in the ruck there for Glenorchy is one of the inclusions in Deegan. Gets the ball down. Geared. Taken high in the tackle. No umpire said good one. And it's going to be another ball up right in the centre square, just forward of centre, Glenorchy's way.
Young Deegan, Mac, obviously the like for Reeves, who was the late
That's right. Another tall. Lucky they've got someone like that to hold up. Definitely going to be a weakness of North Launceston today. That rucking duel. Out to Rundle. Looking for Malucci. Held on. Which way is this one going? Jay Foon. Jay Foon, been brilliant across half-back early, holding them together. The experienced 100 senior gamer. Van Buren, he's got players on his outside in Richter Solder. He goes straight up the middle though. Good space running by Richter Solder, unrewarded. Jack Lanham, the youngster, St Patrick's College student, goes out in front of him. Former St Patrick's student, good player in young Jack Lanham. And Bradley Cox-Goodger there as well. So Cox-Goodger and Grace, they're going to go head-to-head in the goal kicking, 31 apiece. Aidan Grace has got 2. No one's manning up Daly at the stoppage. Let's see where this one goes. Goes to Ponting. Good tackle, Daly, low by hand. Rundle, the clearancer. He goes to Camerick. Oh, he's beset upon. Little fumble cost him. Ball comes close to the boundary line. Fighting hard, Glenorchy. Camerick tackle, Ponting, great hands. And they're away through Curran. Curran, inside 50. Here's the coach in Whitford. Oh, he's a handy player to have up forward. He looks strong. He looks deep. Can't take the mark there.
Edmonds.
For North Launceston was Edmonds up against Gunther now. Ball comes out. Going to be another repelling from 50. Glenorchy up the middle. Dilger could have been taken, and he was. It's going to be a free kick. Matthew Dilger in the centre of the square. A little bit of tunnelling, chopping of the arms, whatever you want to call it. Goes over here now to Ryan Banks-Smith. Back to Dilger. Left foot looking for French, but in front is Bennett. And Bennett takes the mark on Clinton French. Goes wide and finds his teammate there in Todman.
Todman kicks it towards Cox Goodhue, takes the mark. Tell you what, Fletcher Bennett's improving Macca week by week.
He's played those games now, hasn't he?
Yep.
He'd have at least 20-odd under his belt, I'd say, the last couple of seasons.
Son of Richard, ex-state cricketer. As Brad Cox Goodhue gets a handball over to Event, who's in a pretty forward position to what he usually is. Kicks inside 50, big fly from Bannister. Second grab, couldn't take it. Taken nicely there by Arnold. Couldn't get rid of it. Sam Rundle fighting hard. It's on the ground. Here's Whitford, dangerous in these situations. He got one high. Did Taylor Whitford. And he'll line up from about 20 out, 45-degree angle. He's head down for the ball and coming in from the side there. That was Gunther Macca, I think.
He was.
Yep.
Just got him low.
Yep.
Sorry, got him high as Whitford went low, and Gunther got him sort of just between the knee and the hip.
There it is again. You can see on the replay. So Taylor Whitford, I think he's kicked one already,
kicked
Macca.
one.
Yep, kicked one early in the quarter. So he's chance to become the second multiple goal kicker in the game. He's kicked 19 for the year.
This all started, though, Dave, back here in front of us. Ponting, just beautiful hands.
Yep. Whitford for goal. Oh, the umpire moves a fair bit, but he claps his hand as Taylor Whitford as he puts through his second goal. And now North Launceston are back in front. We've had a number of lead changes in this first quarter. 3-4-22. Glenorchy 3 straight 18. The dying seconds of this first quarter here at UTAS Stadium.
Yeah, look, it's an entertaining game as they tick over 27 minutes. And, look, it's been going up. It was obviously the strength for both teams is in their midfield forward. Foon's patrolling things down back with Rick DeSolder and Van Buren.
I love that battle between Grace and Rick DeSolder. I think that's one we'll enjoy seeing today.
Bring you all the action from the AFL as well. Essendon and Sydney are underway with 2 behinds to the Bombers, 1 behind to the Sydney Swans, with the Suns and Richmond to get underway shortly.
And the other 2 TSL games underway in about 2 or 3 minutes. As the siren sounds for quarter time. Gee, that last kick for goal must have been with about a second left. Anyway, it's quarter time here at UTAS Stadium. Hope you're enjoying the coverage here on City Park Radio and the TSL live stream. And the quarter time score is North Launceston 3-4-22, Glenorchy 3 straight 18. The goal kickers, Macca.
Goal kickers for North Launceston, 2 to the coach in Taylor Whitford, 1 to Thomas Donnelly. And for Glenorchy, it's Aidan Grace, who evened things up on the goal kicking list. He's got 2, and Clinton French had a really smart goal early. He's got the single one.
Before we get some messages from City Park Radio, Macca, some quick thoughts on the first quarter.
Yeah, look, Glenorchy doing well from the clearances. We'll hear from Dave Gruber in a moment, but Glenorchy doing well from the clearances. Sam Rundle, and as he just passes them over, the best in the business. 11 for the clearances, Glenorchy. So they're getting enough of the footy. Aidan Grace looks dangerous up forward, but Jay Foon has just repelled everything from back there. The makeshift ruckman for North Launceston in Lowe and Donnelly could be a little bit of a concern, and Duffy really needs to take charge of that around the ground because he's been one of the state ruckmen, and he needs to do so. Gunther's been good down back. And look, really entertaining game. 3-4-22 North Launceston, Glenorchy 3 goals straight 18. And Glenorchy have just got to stay in the game, don't they? They've got enough good players. If they can stay in the game, anything can happen in that second half. Because remember back to round 6, the game was virtually over at half time with a 6-goal lead to North Launceston. So second quarter, really important for the Glenorchy Magpies.
And inside 50s are pretty even there, Macca. So just showing
12 apiece. Pretty even, in fact, 12 apiece. Hit outs 11-7 Glenorchy's way. Marks inside 50, 4 to North Launceston, 2 to Glenorchy. And the free kicks, the umpires are doing a good job, 6 apiece.
We'll take a break here on City Park Radio as we're seeing some of the highlights on the live stream of the first quarter. Back in just a moment. Dangerous in this situation. He got one high, did Taylor Whitford, and he'll line up from about 20 out. 40.
This all started though, Dave, back here in front of us. Ponting, just beautiful hands.
Yep. Whitford for goal. Oh, the umpire moves a fair bit, but he claps his hand as Taylor Whitford as he puts through his second goal. And now North Launceston are back in front. We've had a number. Welcome back to UTAS Stadium on 96.5 and 103.7 City Park Radio FM, your local community station here in Launceston, and the TSL live stream. The quarter time score is 3-4-22 North Launceston, Glenorchy 3 straight 18, with the lead changing a number of times in that first quarter. As far as Mercury Cup today is concerned, some final scores there here previous to this game. It was North Launceston 20-25-145 defeated Glenorchy 4-4-28. The other two Mercury Cup scores, win to the Tigers, 13-9-87 over Launceston, 8-8-56. And the third of the Mercury Cup games was North Hobart, another win for them, 8-10-58, defeating Clarence 5-8-38. And as we speak, those other games are getting underway in the TSL. Okay, so we just saw Sam Rundle there, Macca. Just was a bit late getting to the huddle, so whether he got an ankle restrap there or something, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
But he was a pretty good player, wasn't he, first quarter?
Sam Rundle was very good. He, we said the clearances were 11-4, and I reckon he had at least 3 or 4 himself, Sam Rundle.
And it's been a pretty even battle all over the field. You're a bit critical there of Glenorchy's possession out of defence there at one stage. But I'll tell you what,
the kicks on their left and that. They've just got to get the ball to the kickers. They've got to get it to Gunther, get it to Reece Mott, so then they will deliver, because they can open them up through the middle, as we saw. And Aidan Grace, he can do anything up forward.
It's a pretty strong back line there. You've got the likes of Josh Arnold, of course. He's just such a stalwart back there. You've got the talent of Gunther.
Yep.
What's the name? And Trad Duggan, of course, very experienced. So you've got plenty of experience against quite an inexperienced North Launceston forward line. I think that's why Taylor Whitford is playing so many minutes forward, just to have that experienced presence there. Yeah,
well, we saw Cox Good. You didn't really spend much time forward at all, but they've obviously got that one up their sleeve there. But, look, you mentioned Whitford. He just works across that half-forward line from one side to the other. We've seen him take marks over in front of the scoreboard. We've seen him take marks out down here in front of the Carlton draft stand. And he just works laterally across the ground.
I tell you what, Giacomo Malucci, a player that's been on the fringe of a number of senior sides. I mean, it was hard to get for him to get a game at Launceston last year. I think he's one of the leading goal kickers in the Mercury Cup, but he was quite lively up forward in that first quarter.
I think someone like Giacomo Malucci, he's just dangerous and he's got speed. I think if you've got speed and you've got any talent, you really should be playing TSL seniors, especially on a ground like this where there's plenty of space. It's just his work rate. If he can work and keep working, then he's got the talent to get the footy, but it's just probably that and also, playing that small forward role, it is a bit of feast or famine for him.
I mean, long term here, Macca, with Alex Lee, you wouldn't want him out for too many weeks because.
So what was that injury?
I think it was some sort of knee injury.
Okay.
I don't think it was. Obviously he was named for this week. I don't think it's ultra serious, but they definitely need him back on the park because there's some good ruckmen in this league.
Well, with
Hayden Smith,
as you mentioned during the week to me, you said he's just improved so much. He looks to be fitter. He's obviously got some great on balls at his feet, but he's feeding them beautifully. Is Hayden Smith down at Lauderdale?
Okay, the players are still in their huddles. Just the goal kickers again, Macca?
Yeah, the goal kickers. Aidan Grace with 2 for Glenorchy, 1 to Clinton French. And for North Launceston, Taylor Whitford with 2 and Donnelly with 1.
As North Launceston huddle breaks up, Glenorchy is still together getting their final instructions from Paul Kennedy. We'll hear from Chris Sayer in just a moment once I spot where he is.
Here he comes.
Here he comes. He's got his hand up. So we'll go down to Chris now, who's been, I think, at the Glenorchy huddle with Paul Kennedy.
Yes, I tell you what, Coach Kennedy speaks well. He's really articulate. They've really got a plan for this game. There are a lot of tactics out there. They're going to kick short. They're going to use shorter players and sort of avoid kicking long. And they reckon they've got North today. They've worked out their weaknesses and they spoke very confidently about the game plan for this game. For North Launceston, just check Jordan Tepper. He came off in that quarter with a sore right leg. It's just above his knee. It's like a thigh muscle.
Yep.
He's back on the ground, I think, but they didn't ice him up, but they've strapped his leg, and he looks a bit proppy to me. That's Jordan Tepper.
Actually, saw that contest, Chris, early in that quarter. I think it might be a corky there for Tepper, so we'll keep an eye on that one. And no wind down there. Conditions still pretty good?
Yeah, it's still a fantastic day. It's a lovely sunny day and no wind at all.
Cheers, Chris. We'll hear from you again at the back end of half-time.
Okay.
That's Chris Sayer there on the boundary. So we've got some scores from the AFL coming through, Macca. Just one game underway at the moment.
Yeah, Essendon have kicked a couple of goals through Jake Stringer and McDonald Tipperwoody. They're 2-2-14 and they lead Sydney 1-1-7 goal to young Nick Blakey.
And the first goal at North Hobart, to North Hobart, the home team. 1 goal straight, 6. Clownchit to score. They'd start favourites in that one today, Macca, to take their first points
North
for the year.
Hobart at North Hobart with Darley back in and also Garland back in. So, yeah, definitely.
Okay, second quarter action. Thanks to our sponsors, Andrew Doyle, Telstra Stores, Quadrant and Kings Meadows. Open 11-3 on Sundays. Umpire raised the ball aloft. Round 14 action. Here's Matthew McGee.
So the youngster in low, he's going to go up against the experience of Duffy, who just punches it forward like a volleyball spike. He goes to Reece Mott, who tried to take it like a mark, but it was play on because he punched it. Goes to Camerick, who works with Darley. Sam Daly's at North Hobart. That's Callan Daly. We're just talking about Sam Daly being back inside 50, and well done back there, Van Buren, who was also another good half-backer in that first quarter. So Van Buren comes down near side, looking up here, 2 against 1. Oh, here's the one on the outside, though. This is Davies, who read it better than most. Comes down Todman. Egger it is. Beaten by it, but he taps it back into Sharon Egger. Gunther left it for his teammate there for Glenorchy. And it's gone close to the boundary line. It's going to be a ball up. So as the ball comes out here, right on centre wing, Glenorchy started the game pretty well. They're trailed by 4 points, but they've kicked 3 goals in a good sign. Ball comes down. Duggan out of bounds on the full. Umpire disagrees, says throw it in. Okay. Looking for a Guernsey change there, Dave, are we?
No, I'm just checking with the young Blowfield. I think it's his debut today. So
okay.
I like to check these things, so I'll just get Chris to check on that one.
No worries.
Number 55.
Blowfield 55. Yep. That's the one I was missing, yes. Yep. The youngster comes down in front here at North Launceston. Bannister fights hard. Ball goes out of bounds. Right in front of the interchange boxes. And it's a real arm wrestle. The strength of both sides in that midfield. Whoever wins that battle could go a long way to winning the game. Coming out through the pack there, injured a little bit, Dave. We'll try and find out who that is. Glenorchy
or Joseph, I'm not sure.
It's one of the two in the long sleeves. We'll try and get him as he turns around. Jackie Avent takes the mark in front of Will Atkin. So Jackie Avent playing a multitude of roles, can play that small defender, playing wing, a little bit more attacking this year. Avent, Bannister, gets rid of his opponent. Dave Moore said kick out, push out, and it's going to be a deliberate call against the Glenorchy defender in Goodsall. He handballed it for the line. It was a pretty good call in the end. He probably could have disguised a little bit better, fumbled it or something, but he did the handball, clean handball. Low. He's going to have the free kick, up and under. Here's Whitford, shields his eyes from the sun. Bannister. Gunther comes through. Well taken here now by Wadley, and he runs the ball over. Well, that's got to be deliberate too, umpire. The umpire says no. I'm going to ball it in through young Dom Shaliro. Interesting the perception, isn't it, of deliberate out of bounds, what the intention is.
I don't envy the umpires with that one.
Well, that was as deliberate as the other one, to be honest. The umpire said throw it in. Duffy comes down in front. Oh, Ponting ducks. Umpire says play on. Taking the tackle by Camerick. Good hands on the outside. Here's Daly. Over the top to Atkin. By hands again. They're going backwards. Now they go forwards again. Finds Daly. Tries to don't argue. He's pushed away. Well done there, Glenorchy in Tyler Bowden, who holds it up. Right on centre wing. Start of the second quarter, 3 minutes in. It's North Launceston still by 4 points. You're listening to City Park Radio, 103.7, 96.5, or via the TSL live stream. You're going to listen to Dave Moore.
Ponting, quick kick out of the contest. Straight in the arms here. That might be 50 just about. Lucky there, Tom Donnelly. That's Trad Duggan, who's been great this game so far. Although he switches this time straight to Whitford.
I was about to say, Trad Duggan is one you probably don't want to see kicking it.
As Whitford now from 48. He's going to put it through. He'll make them pay for that error.
Yep.
And Taylor Whitford, that's 3 goals today. He's on fire here at UTAS Stadium. He took the mark. He turned straight away and calmly put it through. And North Launceston extend their lead. Biggest lead of the game, I'd venture to say. 4-4-28 to 3 straight 18.
Just got to limit those mistakes, Glenorchy. We saw a defensive error in the first quarter, gave a goal to Donnelly. Trad Duggan is a good, solid defender. Dave, arm across, does the job, but kicking the ball back inside, trying to pinpoint.
It was a tough switch for anyone, really. There wasn't a lot of space there.
You know, Reece Mott is probably the only one that could cut that off and do the kick, but Trad just needs to try and play within his limitations, I think, especially down the line and when they're in the game. Another coach killer.
Back in the middle. Low against Duffy. And Duffy wins this one, although he doesn't find his on-ballers. Handball out of the contest arrives now with Ponting. Ponting approaches the 50 and kicks to Donnelly, who takes it on the second grab. The big fella often plays in sleeves, but he's got the short sleeves today. Nice 16-degree weather here in northern Tassie. And Donnelly, strong mark. With the old benefit of the 666 groups. You love it, I know. No comment, he says. There's Donnelly.
He wished the 666 wasn't in vain last night when the Hawks had hit the front and they want to throw numbers behind the footy.
35 out directly in front, Tom Donnelly. This is another opportunity for North Launceston. Leans back on the kick. It's just off to the left. Probably a bad miss there for Donnelly. 4-5-29 North Launceston. 3 straight 18 Glenorchy. Little kick out comes out here now. Well, it's a bit of a fumble. That's a Blowfield. Chance now for Ponting. Inside out kick. They're peppering at the moment. North Launceston, he misses. And it's 4-5-29 to 3 straight 18. So North Launceston applying some pressure. Reece Mott out of full-back, runs his full measure and kicks it beautifully into the centre of the ground. Can he find Duffy? It clears the contest. Over the back. Picked up by Lowe. Nice little handball to Curran. Curran inside 50 here. Whitford's over the back. In there is Edmonds. Good work there by Duggan. Handball over to Mott. In turn to Gunther. Great linking up here now to Camerick. He's had it spent before he got it. He's tackled now. Lanham releases the handball. Still on the boundary line. Whitford. Impossible shot for goal. He's going to go here for Donnelly in the goal square, who takes it and kicks it through for another goal for North Launceston. And a lot of credit can go there for Taylor Whitford, who just got it on the boundary line, 35 out. Put it on the boot, kicked it beautifully to the goal square to Donnelly, who had to sit from behind. And he's lively now inside 50 is Tom Donnelly. He's certainly got the size, Macca, to play that key forward position, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, here comes the North Launceston juggernaut, doesn't it? Just through a repeat inside 50s. Egger was clever. Whitford inside out. Very clever kick, top of the square. And just not a great defensive effort there from James Deegan. Paul Kennedy would probably expect a little bit more. And it was over the top. Another goal to Donnelly.
18 points to margin. 5-6-36 to 3 straight 18. And we've been playing nearly 7 minutes. Here's Matthew McGee.
Yeah, 3 goals the margin. Glenorchy need to come back. Otherwise, this could get ugly before half time. Ponting. Tepper. Left foot out of the square. Goes long and finds Edmonds. Oh, it didn't bounce well for him. Goes to Gunther to Mott. Mott clean. Left foot. Silky. Camerick. So the good players from Glenorchy getting enough of the footy. They just need those mid-range, lower-end players of their team just to help them out because their good players are getting enough of the footy. Yes, Foz?
Round the grounds, North Hobart 13, Clarence 0. Launceston 13, Kingborough Tigers 0.
Okay.
Early days.
Expect Kingborough probably to be a little bit better down there today, home ground.
Could be a breeze.
We mentioned North Hobart. Plenty been in the media this week about the Clarence list. Even the North Hobart coach thought he'd have a bit of a say in it, which was interesting. Comes over the top. Glenorchy through Cameron Goodsall. All he does, though, is find Foon. In fact, it's Avent. Jackie Avent, the back pocket rocket. He's been a great player for North Launceston. Jackie Avent comes down looking for the youngster in low. I tell you what, he's doing pretty well low around the ground. Duffy's got to lift the big fella. Come on, you're up against a couple of kids. Got to do more, the big Duff man. Here's Bannister. It's going to be 50. It's something to do with the man on the mark. I think that might be against one of the defenders. Yeah, don't know. It was someone coming off screen, I think. It might have been against number 40 there. I just don't know. But it's going to be a 50.
It might have been Trad Duggan.
Trad Duggan, 20. Okay, yes. So Bannister's going to get the free kick. He leans back, and that would have put a nice margin in Glenorchy, but he's missed it far side for a behind. So North Launceston 5, 7-37, Glenorchy 3 goals straight 18. How many inside 50s Glenorchy groups?
This quarter just the one for Glenorchy, 6 to North Launceston.
They're starting to come, aren't they, the juggernaut? Clearances?
Glenorchy's still ahead there, 6-3.
Good mark, the first gamer in Todman. Left footer, he moves nicely. Inside 50, Gunther. Oh, I thought Gunther had the first touch.
Oh, dear.
The umpire's given a mark to Edmonds, is it? It is Edmonds. Oh, let's look at this one if we can get a replay. I reckon Gunther's tapped it down to him. But it's going to be a mark, and it's going to be a kick at goal for Billy Edmonds. So North Launceston, I said that this second quarter.
Yeah, you can see the replay there.
Oh, jeepers.
Mm.
Interesting
one,
call. Gunther, probably got a little question to ask, I reckon. Oh, there's the Edmonds kick, the special one that he's known for. Not a great one. And it's gone straight to Glenorchy. And it's going to be a ball up in the left forward pocket. Good tackle there from Sharon Egger.
So ball up in the forward pocket. It's nearly 10 minutes gone, 19 points the margin. And it's a lovely day in the sunshine over there on the far side. Warm day here in northern Tasmania. Oh, Donnelly went in aggressively in the ruck contest, and the umpire says it was shepherding, and it'll go to Donnelly. So another chance here.
Yeah, he blocked him. Blocked his run, did Trad Duggan.
Yep, a block. So Donnelly.
He's having a mare, the big Trad.
As Macca's into the lollies.
Something to get me up, Dave.
45-degree angle. About 30 or 25 out, probably. Donnelly. He's already kicked a goal and had an opportunity to second in this quarter. And he comes, skips in now on the right foot. To the town end of UTAS Stadium. Across the face. So they're spurning some opportunities here. 5-8, 38 to 3 straight, 18.
Just looking at Jordan Tepper coming on here, mate. I'll tell you what.
And that Corky, I'd say.
Yeah, the Corky. He's got the limp up. He's just going to try and keep it going because as soon as he stops, that's just going to get dead.
Trad Duggan. Big kick out of defence now. You're looking for Duffy.
Better Trad.
As it's knocked away by Duffy. Now it's a contest here. Isaac Manson up against Lowe on the far side. Binoculars time. Van Buren was in there. Little handball. It's off the leg there, I think, of a North Launceston player. Well, that's what Camrick says. But,
the umpire and the boundary umpire have disagreed.
Saying it's off the thigh is the boundary umpire, so well done.
Central umpire needs to let the boundary umpire do his role. The umpire said it was off the knee to the boundary umpire. And it's going to be a throw-in right on centre wing. Duffy up against Lowe. Duffy has got to do a bit more around the ground, the big man. Cox Goodger's been quiet. That's got to be a push in the back. The umpire said no. Going to be another ball up. Glenorchy lucky to get away with that one. So Cox Goodger probably been really quiet. Rundle's doing a really good job on him at the stoppages. He's Daly for Glenorchy. Camerick was just out of reach. Ponting, good hands again to Cox Goodger. Back to Ponting, the old firm go 1-2. Here it comes. Left foot, Pearton. Silky skills, high kick. There's the injured one in Tepper. He's just gone to full forward to try and see how it goes. He's going to get it though, Tepper. Could have been taken high. Umpire said play on. Donnelly beset upon. 2 Glenorchy players. And there's another inside 50 for North Launceston. As the ball is about 25 metres out directly in front of North Launceston's goal. They've started the second quarter well. 5 goals, 8-38. They're 20-point leaders over Glenorchy. 3 straight 18. Oh, Donnelly takes it out of the ruck to the big source. He can't kick it through, though. And it comes out here to Ryan Banks-Smith. There's another kick outside 50, not great, in front of Liam Davis, who takes it over the line in front of Will Atkin. Will Atkin, Foz, the son of Ben Atkin.
Yep.
You remember as a former Devils player and Glenorchy great.
Absolutely.
Boundary throw in, about 20 metres outside the 50 line for North Launceston. Duffy wins the hit out, down the front. Here's the little fella in Daly, back to Rundle, back to Camerick, the old firm there for Glenorchy. The good players are getting their hands on the footy, but only goes as far as Davies. Been very good across half back. He's just playing with them at the moment at North Launceston. Foon. Here's Todman, right foot, only goes as far as Ponting, who gets it and goes to Cox Goodger. He's beset upon, it's got to be holding the footy, umpire. And it is. They got the harness on Goodger today. Not going to get him go left side bombs. That's a great tackle there by the evergreen Josh Arnold.
Josh Arnold across half back. Get Macca to check AFL in a second as it's coming here to Reece Mott with a little kick. Off now towards Rundle, who takes it. Tackled by Cox Goodger. Now to Ponting. Fumble there from Lockie Cocker. So contest here now with Mott. Might have been helped without it. Chance for North Launceston. Good souls in there for Glenorchy. Just quickly, Macca, you got any something?
Yeah, 2-3-15 Essendon. Sydney 1-2-8. And it's the Tigers, 4 straight 24, lead the Gold Coast Suns yet to score.
Launceston 26 lead the Tigers 6 as a score at Kingborough. We'll get to the other one in a moment. As it's still a contested ball at half forward. Ponting does beautifully in his 100th game. He had a bit more time perhaps. He let fly, but it's out of bounds on the full to the right-hand side. So it'll be a relieving free kick. Margin here is 20 points. And at North Hobart, it's North Hobart 13 leading Clarence 1. They clear to the outer side now. This is the debutant there, Blowfield. Congratulations. Great club, Glenorchy, and he's debuting with them today. As it's gone over here to North Launceston on the far side. Cox Goodger picks it up. Backwards to Foon. He's got Cody Lowe in support. The big fella gets the kick away to the hot spot. Plenty of Glenorchy players there, and Trad Duggan takes a strong mark. So Trad Duggan.
Now Trad, just keep it simple, son.
Play on now. He's got a play here in geared. Hits him on the chest, left footer. Still inside defensive 50. There's a bit of afters there. Trad Duggan and Lockie Cocker. Now he's invited to play on. Little handball over the top. That's Goodsall. Good type of player. Switches it beautifully over here. That's young Blowfield. Little kick here looking for Manson. The youngsters combine. Nice kick too. And Manson takes the mark across half-back.
So Manson got those flowing locks tied back today with that headband. Goes back over and finds the first gamer in Blowfield. Blowfield, another chip kick. Goes to Reese Mott. Left foot. Tries to chip it in. Only goes as far as Bennett. Taking the ball for North Launceston in defence there. Goes back to Bennett. That was from Pearton. Fighting hard, Connor Pearton. These North Lonnie players, these youngsters, they want to stay in this side, Dave.
Yep.
They've got the opportunity, the likes of Pearton and Lanham.
Thing is, Macca, they've got
Cocker and these youngsters, and they just want to stay in.
They've got better depth than previous years. You look at their Mercury Cup side; it's been up and flying this year.
Yeah, well, they had a big win earlier today. Rundle, another clearance, but it's only as far as Van Buren. They're just controlling the play, North Launceston, here in this second quarter.
Van Buren from Devonport, Macca?
Yes. Yep, he's a Northwest coaster. Definitely. He finds Pearton. Silky left foot Pearton. Goes outside, looking up and finding Bannister. It's been lively. Look at Whitford. He's running hard inside 50. It's going to go over the top. In front, it's going to go to Donnelly. Down in front. Out the back to Whitford, looking for his fourth goal of the day. Can't find it on this occasion. And the ball's out of bounds right on that arc of the 50. Good over work in front of the railway wing side of the ground. Foz.
Good work by Josh Arnold in that contest, Macca. He was 1 against 2. Got the big spoil in.
Holding them up. Right on the bisection here of the 50. The umpire's going to throw it in. They're dangerous in this situation. Watch them move through the stoppage. Rundle's got Cox Goodge. He's not letting him go. Duffy clears the space, and it goes defensive side, and it's going to go out in front of Rundle. A little lull in proceedings here. They're just trying to slow things down a bit, Glenorchy. Aidan Grace hasn't been seen this quarter because how many inside 50s groups? Still the one?
Still the one at Glenorchy.
Yeah, geez, Aidan Grace is getting cold up there.
How many did North Launceston groups?
11 inside 50s for 2 goals for this quarter.
Yeah, wasting opportunities. That's the only thing that's keeping Glenorchy in it. Daly's taken in the eye. Little poke. And here's another defensive mark for North Launceston. That one's to Xavier Todman. I like the look of him, Foz.
Yep.
He's only light-bodied. He's a bit of a stick.
Son of Marcus.
Yeah, he was a terrific player back in the halcyon days for North Launceston. Also copped a little one, didn't he, down at North Hobart Grand Final. Danny Noonan said, cop this one, Marcus Todman. And I remember that day very, very well.
Cox Goodger caught again, Macca.
Yeah, not a great day for Cox Goodger. Here's Mott. Goes through the middle. Daly, this is where they've got to link up, and it only goes as far as Connor Pearton. Good quarter, Connor Pearton. Turnover, Glenorchy. Inside 50, but only goes as far as Joshy Arnold. So it's a battle of the half-back flanks here at the moment because the skill level has been pretty ordinary on both occasions. Here's Manson. Gets the mud flap at the back of the head just going beautifully. And what's happened here? Downfield. Dakota Bannister's just given a little after there to Duffy. And it's going to be a free kick down the field to Glenorchy. And it's Tyler Bowden. So Bowden, that's only just a kick. Gunther goes short. Here's the short kick they want to do, but they've got to hit targets because here come North Launceston through Ponting. Whitford now doing a bit of work across half-back. Doing as he pleases. Outside check kick beautifully to Bannister. So Bannister is going to go inside 50 looking deep. Here's the big sauce. He's got it on the chest. He catches it in his knees. Big sauce Donnelly. It slipped through the fingers and he's taken it between the knees.
Describe that well, Macca. Yep.
Wow.
There it is.
Geez, just a turnover though. We heard from quarter time that Glenorchy wanted to chip kick and not turn the ball over deep. But there's no use chip kicking if you're going to turn it over. And that's what they're doing. And it just goes back the other way. Bannister and Whitford across half back on that occasion. Donnelly, he's kicked 2. This is the set shot. So Donnelly, stuttering approach, but it's good. It's really good. And Donnelly's kicked 3, Whitford's kicked 3, and they're running rampant now at North Launceston. 6-8-44 they'll go on to. Glenorchy 3 straight 18, 20 minutes gone, second quarter.
Mackie, do you think that injury to Tepper now has meant that Taylor Whitford's got to do a bit more work inside?
Oh, look, I think so. Did he come off again, Tepper?
No, I can't see him out there.
Yeah, I think by the way he limped out, he's just got a corky there. So, look, once he stops, as I said, he'll need to ice it up. But, look, they've just got answers. And Ponting's hands are just brilliant. He picks the ball up off his shoelaces every time and just delivers by hand beautifully. Bannister goes in the midfield now. They've got a youngster out there in James Curran in the midfield up against a Reece Mott. They just keep bringing these boys through, don't they?
Ball up in the centre of the ground. You listen to City Park Radio 103.7, 96.5 and via the TSL live stream. As it comes straight down to Curran, who Macca just mentioned. Gets dispossessed. Now Mott runs into a couple of tackles and he's caught holding the ball. Tried to break it there. It'll be free kick. Ponting, 100th game, out now to Davies, who cruises past on the left foot, semi-smothered. Going to fall over to Whitford, who's got a play there in Edmonds. Look away handball back to Whitford, who takes it in one hand from the angle. Taylor Whitford, it won't make the distance, will it? Oh. Gee, it nearly did. Aaron Brennan was there, and he just saw it go through for a behind. That would have been a big goal, that one. Great team play there from North Launceston from the centre of the ground. Releasing kick comes out now to Malucci. Quieter in the second quarter, but in fairness, he's a forward. And it's only been inside 50 once this term for Glenorchy. Invited now to play on. Up here towards Manson, but over the back there is Cody Lowe. Picks it up now, keeps it low.
That's beautiful.
In fact, great kick to Cox Goodger.
Because you know why, Foz? He was going to pull the trigger there from 50 and go long to the top of the square at the last minute.
Lower the eyes.
Great for a youngster. He's just pulled the trigger low and has found Bradley Cox Goodger.
Cox Goodger, 35 out, directly in front, waste no time, close to the man on the mark. Umpire moves a little bit, but he's kicked it. That's his first for the day, and now he's back on top of the goal kicking in the TSL in 2019 with 32 goals. And North Launceston extend their lead further. 7-9-51 to 3 goals straight 18.
They just can't run Glenorchy. Like Malucci gets the free kick, gets the mark, a great kick out, and then he gets stuck in that back pocket. He's looking, and then he gets called play on. He's under pressure, and Lowe just gets the repelling kick. So, look, I know they're undermanned, Glenorchy, but their run has stopped, and they're just not running hard enough at the moment. Great kick from young Cody Lowe for a big fella. Look, as I said, it was just awesome eyes. He saw Cox Goodger all alone and found him. Essendon 3-3-21. Sydney have kicked a few in a row there. They're 3-2-20. And Richmond go on their way. They're 31. Gold Coast Suns 7. So here's Camerick. Looks on the outside and finds Malucci. So Malucci got to get there, put the wheels down, son, and he does. He looks inside for French. Can't find him. Good hands there by Gunther, who's gone forward. Reece Mott, 40 out, the Silky Mott. It's one of his good kicks, but it misses left side. Got the distance easily. And Gunther's gone forward, so they're looking for some marking power. But all that does is weakens their defence. So they've got to win the ball. This is a pretty ordinary kick out of the back line by Conor Young, marked by Reece Mott. Reece Mott, there's the chip, finds Tyler Bowden, bounces in front. Daly's dangerous here. Left, right, back to French. He's dangerous as well. Ducks the head. Umpire says play on. Top of the square, Aiden Grace. Over the top by Young, out of bounds, right side.
Quick around the grounds, Macca.
No, in fact, it's gone through for a behind. Glenorchy 3-2-20. Sorry, Dave.
Launceston 4-2. The Tigers 2 goals straight. And North Hobart 3-2 to Clarence 1-1.
Okay. So some interesting games in the TSL. Ball comes out. 1-on-2, and he takes the mark. There's Bannister. Gives it to Ponting. He racks them up in his 100th. Here's Egger at his shoelaces. Over the top to Foon, who was prolific in the first quarter. Hasn't had to do much in the second because the ball hasn't been down there. Looks for Edmonds. Can't find him. Could have been a push in the back. Free kick to Goodsall. Umpire says holding the footy, Goodsall. Oh, dear.
Yeah, the replay here, Mac. Pick it up.
He went forward himself, probably. Good call, umpire.
He rolled over in the tackle slightly.
Okay, here we go. Edmonds. This could go anywhere. Ball comes down inside 50. Cox Goodger goes up, comes down with Arnold. Arnold, he's good there, the boy. Back pocket. He's going to try and run this through. Umpire's going to ping him. He's going to ping him. There's blokes within the square. What's the rule?
You tell me, mate.
I thought it was inside the square area, and there's a bloke within that area. You're allowed to do as you please. He probably just needed to... it's going to be a free kick and goal to Egger. Well, I think he's got a question to answer there. He was under pressure. There was 3 blokes on him. and he stepped across the line, which I thought if it's within that square zone, he's allowed to do.
I don't know whether it's a technicality. We might see a replay here in a second, but when he first got the ball, he wasn't under pressure. Then he put himself under pressure and then escaped by going over the line. So,
look, there's no, it's deliberate behind. So he's ran to the goal line himself.
He's not under pressure there.
No, so he could have kicked it. Yeah, okay.
And then
he could have kicked it. Now he's scored.
Corralled.
Yeah, there's 3 there. He'd had an opportunity to kick it. I'll give it then. Yep.
It's a talking point. We love those.
No. I think the umpire's right.
Okay.
Because he had the opportunity. Terrible bounce, so we can keep talking about it. You're right. He had the opportunity to kick it out wide. There was no one to kick it to. It was his choice to go backwards. And even though the pressure was on, it's just one of those ones now that you're just not quite sure.
I think the rule there is when he first got possession, he wasn't under pressure.
That's
and he
correct.
put himself under pressure. Anyway, Davies now with the ball. Little chip sideways. Out here looking for Pearton. Camrick caught with the ball, got to the contest first. Been one of their better players has been Camrick. Little handball out of Bank Smith. Back to Camrick on the boundary, just keeps it in. Releases the ball. Attacking the ball was Jackie Avent. Little shove there from Daly, does well. Now it's back with Camrick. About 4 possessions in 30 seconds. Kicks to attacking 50. And almost a mark there. Over the back to Grace. He releases a handball. But it only goes as far as Van Buren. He turns right to his Northwest Coast mate and Davies. Davies' kick's not great, and Johnny Geard should take it here comfortably. 2 kicks out from goal. He takes off straight away. Kicks to the pocket. Close to the boundary. Flyers wanted. Nobody can take the mark. Foon was there. Little kick. Chance here. It's out of bounds. Boundary umpire right on the spot. It'll be a boundary throw in about 10 metres around from the goal. As we're about 25, nearly 26 minutes now in this second quarter. 8-9, 57, 3-2, 20. This is a City Park Radio. You can hear the Tornadoes versus Kilsyth Cobras game tonight from 6:15. Tune in for that one. Boundary throw in. Low. Nice little tap out to Cox Goodger. To Davies under pressure. Back to Van Buren. All by hand now to Avent. To Low. Great footy in North Launceston. Under pressure. They take it now through Fletcher Bennett. Back to Avent. Has to release the kick. Now they cough it up. Taken by Duggan, who just pumps it back in. Chaos ball. Nobody can take the mark. At the front of the contest, Davies fumbles. Little handball. Cox Goodger to Whitford. Oh, lovely handball to Van Buren. Great skills, North Launceston. Now over in the wing. Taking the ball here is Foon. Picks it up now, up against Arnold. Steadies for the kick. Edmonds should be first there, or the boundary line will beat him. But I'll tell you what, Macca, there was some great skills from North Launceston under pressure in that back line.
Yeah, look, and, you know, as I mentioned, someone like Connor Pearton, he's been given an opportunity, comes in, good runner, left side, and he's had a good quarter, Connor Pearton.
40 out on the boundary line. North Launceston now another inside 50. Front position, Donnelly does okay, but Duggan gets it. Can't get an effective possession. Now Foon emerges somehow. He was a goal kicker this year as Foon. He kicks to Egger, front position. Bannister, snap, another one, North Launceston, no. Off to the right. And that's their 10th behind now, 8-10, 58 to 3-2, 20. Here's Matthew McGee to take us through to halftime.
Yeah, I think Glenorchy would have liked to have called a timeout about 15 minutes ago. I mentioned a quarter time how important this second quarter was going to be. Last time they travelled up the highway, Glenorchy against North Lonnie, their second quarter was 6-2, and it's been very similar this quarter. What's it been? 5-0. Ball comes out, Glenorchy. They just can't get it forward in any system way. Gunther's gone forward. He's dangerous. Centre half forward, squares it up. Oh, a mark drop there from Glenorchy by Matthew Joseph, and because of his drop mark, he's now beset upon, and it's going to be a ball up. 5 metres inside the centre square, Glenorchy's end of the ground. They trail by 38 points after they were only behind by 4 at quarter time. Duffy, Donnelly, Duffy gets it down. Whitford, outside, here's Foon now, so he's swung forward. So Foon, left, right, takes time. They just can't get near them at the moment, the Magpies. Here's Duffy, reaches, got to do more, big fella. Cox Goodger goes left, looks for the coach in Whitford. It's not going to get there, though, and it's a good mark by Orion Banks-Smith. So Banks-Smith, he's just got a bit of a shoe issue.
Spent a bit of time in the Mariners last year.
Yeah, a lot of time in the Mariners. Even played a game this year as a 19-year-old.
Yep.
And, had some good games and a few injuries. The umpires paid down the field free kick against Whitford after Banks-Smith has kicked it. That's going to be a free kick, Glenorchy centre wing. 29 minutes gone. There's the siren. Glenorchy, they're going to have to go back to the drawing board at half-time because they trail Glenorchy 3-2-20, trail North Launceston 8-10-58. The goal kickers was for Taylor Whitford's kick 3, Thomas Donnelly's kick 3, singles to Cox Goodger, and the final one to Sharon Egger. Aidan Grace with 2 for Glenorchy and 1 to Clinton French.
That's 8-10-58 to 3-2-20. And in that quarter, Macca?
It was 5 goals, 6 to 2 behinds.
Okay, so a dominant quarter there from North Launceston. Going to take a short break here on City Park Radio. I'll have more analysis of this game at the latter half of half-time. We've got a special guest coming up after the break. It's Rella Kelly-Mansell, who'll talk to us from the Deloraine Footy Club. Special day there today. Back in just a moment.
Just talking about Sam Daly being back inside 50, and well done back there, Van Buren, who was also another good half-backer.
Lucky there, Tom Donnelly. That's Trad Duggan, who's been great this game so far. Although he switches this time straight to Whitford.
I was about to say, and Trad Duggan is one you probably don't want to see kicking it.
As Whitford now from 48, he's going to put it through. He'll make them pay for that error.
Yep. And
Taylor Whitford, that's 3 goals today. He's on fire here at UTAS Stadium. He took the mark, he turned straight away and calmly put it through. Handball out of the contest arrives now with Ponting. Ponting approaches the 50 and kicks to Donnelly, who takes it on the second grab. Big fella, often plays in sleeves, but he's got the short sleeves today. He's had it spent before he got it. He's tackled now. Lanham releases the handball, still on the boundary line. Whitford, impossible shot for goal. He's going to go here for Donnelly in the goal square, who takes it and kicks it through for another goal for North Launceston. And a lot of credit can go there for Taylor Whitford, who just got it.
Left footer, he moves nicely. Inside 50, Gunther.
Side. Warm day here in Northern Tasmania. Donnelly went in aggressively in the ruck contest, and the umpire says it was Shepherd.
He's going to get it though, Tepper. Could have been taken high. Umpire said play on. Donnelly beset upon. 2 Glenorchy players, and another inside 50 for North. Hodman, right foot, only goes as far as Ponting, who gets it and goes to Cox Goodger. He's beset upon. It's got to be holding the footy, umpire. And it is. They've got the harness on good score.
Launceston 26 lead the Tigers 6 as a score at Kingborough. Get to the other one in a moment, as it's still a contested ball at half forward. Ponting does beautifully in his 100th game. He had a bit more time, perhaps. He let fly.
So Bannister Grace kicked 2 in the first quarter, but then it was all North Launceston in the second quarter, and they just got the ball rolling. Glenorchy couldn't do anything right. They just kept turning the ball over from half back. It all started with that Trad Duggan centre of the ball, didn't it? And that was sort of the tail of the tape, really. He tried to take it inboard, and that got them underway. There was a free kick, of course, to Sharon Egger there at the end, and we're just talking off air. I think the umpires probably did make the right call. I think you're right, Dave. I think he chose to be under pressure when initially he wasn't. And look, the clearances, Glenorchy's still doing well. They're 22-12 up, so plenty of footy around the clearance, especially to the likes of Sammy Rundle and Reece Mott and Ben Camerick. Glenorchy 25-16 up in the hitouts, but look, I think the youngsters have done pretty well. Cody Lowe, we saw set up a goal early in that quarter, and also Donnelly's had a great day forward ruck. He's kicked 3, so you'd have to give the points to the North Launceston ruckman at this stage. But the telltale sign was just the mountain of pressure. North Launceston 17-6 inside 50s for the quarter, and that really told the tape. 5 marks, and that was about the tail of the tape. And look, 38 points now at half time, and Glenorchy, they tried to swing Gunther forward in that last quarter. He got his hand, in the last 5 minutes, he got his hands on the footy, but then of course he's been brilliant down back, so you sort of rob Peter to pay Paul, don't you? And I'm going to hand you over, Dave, to our half-time interview.
Yes, thanks, Macca. We've got Rella Kelly-Mansell, who's out at Deloraine, and amongst all the excitement there of the Deloraine versus Longford game, and a special day out at out at Deloraine today. Welcome, Rella, to our broadcast.
How you going?
Not too bad, Rella. Now, before we talk about what you're there for today, I'll get you to be an around-the-grounds correspondent. Tell us what the score is.
Oh, right. The score was in front of me, but Longford are up by about 4 goals. But it's actually a bit of an arm wrestle at the moment. Deloraine are probably winning the inside 50s, but they just can't convert. Longford have gone in 5 times and kicked 5 straight. So that's sort of the difference at the moment.
Now, Rella, of course, you were in the TSL last year playing with Launceston, and this year you've moved to South Australia. And you're back today for a very special event. What can you tell us? We've got a statewide audience today, so I think a lot of our northern listeners and viewers would be aware of Make Runs Maxi, but for our statewide viewers and listeners, tell us what it's all about.
Cool. So I founded Make Runs Maxi roughly around about 2 years ago. It was on the back end of a bit of tragedy. I obviously coached a young boy named Isaac Maxi Walters, and I was going through a bit of stuff myself, and I decided to obviously speak publicly about it. And, the first time I decided to open up and speak was on a Thursday night, and that Saturday was a state cricket grand final between St Pat's, where Maxi went to school, and how unfortunately lost his life that weekend. So every time I decided to do a talk, I just decided to talk under the banner Make Runs Maxi. He was obviously a talented cricketer, and I just thought I'd try and do my part for the family and for the friends, and obviously for him as well. So it just naturally grew, and people obviously wanted me to come keep speaking, and then the community got involved. I had a board and registered as a non-profit charity. So that's sort of the backbone, a short version of how it began, and now we are registered. We're a non-for-profit charity, and we work obviously volunteer work at the moment, but we work a lot. Sorry, that didn't make sense. But we work a lot in the mental health space, and today is our annual Make Runs Maxi football match between Deloraine and Longford, which are two clubs for which he both played at.
And funds raised, or the foundation, what does that go towards in a practical sense?
Yeah, so we have a lot of different programs and initiatives where obviously money goes towards. We have so I deliver school programs, business programs, and sporting club programs to all those places. We also have an initiative called Isaac's Gift, which is about giving back to people who have lost someone to mental health as well. So along with those two things, we obviously focus a lot on, events as well. So we have an annual cricket match and obviously an annual football match as well. And I've done it. We do a paddleboard ride sort of annually as well. So there's a lot of things that they go towards, but in a practical sense, they sort of go towards programs so we can deliver back to the community.
And mate, tell us some of the things that are going on there today. Are you talking to anyone there today, or are you just mixing in and socialising? And what's your role there today?
Yeah, so I pretty much sort of coordinated the whole sort of day and spoke here and there. We do like a traditional thing. I'll speak to each team before they play for both teams, and then we have a truck here which Maxi's family, they own an excavation business. So the siren of the game starts from the sound of the siren of the horn, and then we also have some raffles and auction items after the game. We have a guest speaker, Kane Sanders, who's obviously well known in the Launceston region, played a lot of football and sports, and he also did lap them out. So he's our guest speaker for the day, and then we did some formalities as well. So today it's really a positive day, but the message that I'm trying to push to a lot of people is we sort of highlight this day as being a focus point, when in reality the other 365 days around this are actually one of the most important days. So I think we have enough charities and businesses and organisations and people that are stepping and heading in the right direction. It's now about getting our society to engage in all of those places and people to then create everlasting solutions.
Fantastic, Rella, and it's been a marvellous thing to get together over the last couple of years, and it's a credit to you and to the two footy clubs as well for bringing everyone together today, which is a really great cause. Mate, you moved to South Australia. What's the football landscape been like over there?
Mate, if I'm being honest, in front of the whole statewide community, I wish I had gone sooner, to be quite honest, but I absolutely love Glenelg. It's exceeded all my expectations. We're sitting nice on top of the ladder, which is nice, and I've sort of fitted in really, really well with the boys and the club, and that sort of made me really enjoy and love it. And it's probably taught me a little bit about football at that level, and I've never walked into a club where everyone's been so genuine and nice, and there isn't anyone at the club that I wouldn't have a beer with, and that sort of speaks volumes when you when you go to battle with them, for 2 hours every weekend that you sort of play for each other. So Adelaide, it's done real place. We sort of get 3,000 or 4,000 to games every weekend, and it's a really community club sort of feel. And Adelaide's a really easy place to live. It's easy to get around, country vibe, beach is right there as well. So from all ends, I'm absolutely loving the sample, and loving it.
Yeah, Ruller, it's Macca here. Thanks for joining us on City Park Radio. A little Tassie feel over there in South Australia. Of course, Sammy Lonigan, your old coach, is coaching the Eagles, and Nani Grimer is coaching Sturt. Do you catch up with those boys at all?
Yeah, we've actually got a little group. We call it Tadelaide, and it consists of obviously Sam, Jesse Lonigan, Chase Jones, myself, Tim Auckland, who come across as well from Launceston, and Jamison House as well, who come across from Launceston.
That's
so
right.
We grab a bite to eat every now and then, quite regularly. I actually play against Sam and the Woodville boys tomorrow. So that's my first time playing against them because I was injured the first time. So we catch up quite regularly. I'm having dinner at Sam's house next Wednesday. Jamison comes over to mine a bit. So we do keep. We're all pretty close, like in terms of our living. I see Nani every now and then, but he thinks he's too cool for us.
He's the big dog.
Nani, so the big dog. So, but no, it's good to have that. And obviously at Glenorchy, I've got Aaron Joseph there as well, who's a
former Glenorchy player.
Boy, for the West Coast. So having him there has obviously helped me. He was sort of my mentor when I first got to the club in terms of who I reported to. So. Yeah, there's a little Tassie still there for sure, Macca. And
you mentioned Chase Jones. It was good to see in the news yesterday he signed a extension contract till 2023. You're expecting him to buy you a few coffees and dinners from now on with a nice little pay packet?
Yeah, well, I got him lunch last time, so I'm definitely going to be putting it on him. But no, he's done a good job. He got a Guernsey signed for us for today, which is actually Blomford is his home club as well, so it's actually nice that he could do that. But no, he's loving Adelaide. He's fitted in really well, and like sometimes you get a first round draft pick like a Chase can come into an AFL environment and might think that they deserve to be there. But Chase is he's still that very sort of young. He's very respectful. He still talks like he's the 12-year-old kid that just sort of wants to play football. So he's loving it. But he had his girlfriend over there on the weekend, so. All loved up. He's just loving Adelaide.
Ruller, before we let you go, mate, you must be following the fortunes of the Blues this year at Launceston Footy Club, and despite using a few players, they've bounced back a bit and are doing okay.
Yeah, they are. I mean, I try and keep as close to the eye as what I can, and they're sort of in that middle mix, aren't they? But it seems to be sort of North and Lauderdale seem to be the teams to beat, and Glenorchy, and then obviously sort of falls down to Launceston. They've also got a very young list, obviously a big turnover in 1 year, but getting someone like a Dylan Riley to come back, and you got Tim Bristow and stuff. Hopefully, if they can, if they should play finals, hopefully they can shake up a few teams. And finals is one of those things you just never know. If you win your first one, like what we did the other year from fifth, you can sort of have a red hot crack at it. So I do keep a bit of a watch on the boys. And how are they going down today at Kingborough?
They're going all right. There were a couple of goals up earlier, so they're going okay. Ruller, look, we'll let you go, mate, because there's probably a lot of people you want to catch up with in a short space of time. We really thank you for joining us here on the TSL live stream and City Park Radio, and thanks for what you've done there with Make Runs Maxi, and all the best for the future and all the best for your time in South Australia.
Thanks heaps for that. I've got to get back on a plane in about an hour and a half, so I've got to get back and get ready for the game. But thanks for the time, and go well.
Cheers, that's Ruller Kelly Mansell there at the Deloraine Footy Club for the Make Run Maxi fundraiser. And we've got Chris Sayer now, who's down on the ground, and Chris is going to give us a bit of a half-time report. G'day, Chris.
Yeah, it's not really a half-time report, but I was just talking to a former umpire, retired now umpire's coach. He told me, Macca, that his proudest moment in cricket was getting you out.
Oh, dear. Who are we talking about? Dickie Gower or someone?
That's right.
Oh,
about that contentious decision up in the North Launceston goal when the Glenorchy defender walked over the line. He was saying that if he was umpiring, he would have paid the point. So,
well, I've just went and spoke to Terry Fellows and the other umpires, and they said it was the correct decision. So there you go.
Dissension.
That's how contentious it was.
But he did say that the umpire's only 18 years old, and it's a pretty tough gig out there, so you can't really blame the umpire. It's sort of a contentious rule, isn't it?
Well, Terry Fellows isn't 18 years old, and he agreed with the call. So you can let Dickie Gower know that.
Chris, I don't know if you got any report or you can get in the next quarter about Jordan Tepper. We saw him struggling there with probably a cork thigh. Any update there?
Yeah, no, I haven't got one, but I'll go and get one right now. Just one more thing on the umpires. The field umpires are going to run a lazy 15 kilometres in this game. That's pretty fit, I reckon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good go.
No doubt about that.
All right, I'll get back to you.
No worries, Chris, down there at the boundary line. Might take a short break here on City Park Radio on the TSL live stream, and we'll have some messages from City Park Radio, and when we come back, we'll preview the second half.
Hi, I'm Daniel Johnson, and I have some great news for small business in northern Tasmania. You can now find a business specialist at Telstra Stores Quadrant in Kings Meadows. We want to help you become that business. You know, the business that makes the most of the latest cloud-based storage solutions, technology, connected devices, and hotspots. Visit Telstra Stores Quadrant in Kings Meadows today to talk to a small business specialist.
A sponsor of City Park Radio.
I love long lunches. Wish I could have one every day.
You can.
In your dreams.
No, on your radio.
Treat yourself to a long lunch every weekday on City Park Radio. Catch up with the latest news, hear some fine music, and find out what's happening in your town. When the clock strikes 12, put on the kettle, raid the fridge, and settle back with City Park Radio. The Long Lunch, weekdays at noon on your community station, City Park Radio.
Can you give up eating one pie a month for City Park Radio? No, we're not hungry, nor are we looking for food. We're looking for members, because we're listener-funded radio, community radio. For just $45 a year, you'll be supporting the many volunteers who put our community into community radio. And your membership tells us how much you care about City Park Radio. It also allows you to be involved as well. Your $45 membership will keep it live, alive and fun. Phone the station now, 6334 3344 and become a member. Community radio, by our community, for our community. City Park Radio.
You're listening to great TSL action, Tasmanian State League football, on City Park Radio.
Score here at half-time at UTAS Stadium. It's North Launceston 8-10-58 leading Glenorchy 3-2-20. At North Hobart, it's North Hobart 6-3-39 to Clarence 1-2-8 with Colin Garland kicking 3 goals, Macca. So always a great player for them to have back. He kicks the bag every time.
Yep.
And tightening up at the Twin Ovals, 4-3-27 at Launceston, 3-2-20 the Tigers. Got a score too from our old mate Michael Bowden at Bridgenorth. And Bridgenorth 11-5-71, Bracknell 4-4-28. In the AFL, it's pretty close, I think, Macca, between the Swans and Essendon.
Yeah, so it's Essendon by 5 points at half-time, but it's Richmond by 49 points at the start of the second quarter against the lowly Suns.
And the Devils tomorrow, Macca, are in action against Bendigo down at the Kingborough Twin Ovals.
That's correct.
And they're not having a bad season. There's a few ups and downs. And, of course, the Allies are in action as well at the moment quite often. And Mitch O'Neill doing pretty well.
Yeah, look, the Under-18 Championships finished up on Wednesday over at Marvel Stadium. And Mitch O'Neill and Jake Steele represented the Allies from the Tassie Devils. And congratulations to Mitch O'Neill. He was actually named All-Australian FOS for the second year in a row as a midfielder. He averaged 25 possessions for the championship. For the Allies, he played all the games. And, so he's dual All-Australian. So on that form, you'd imagine he's right in the mix for a draftable proposition at the end of the year. Those Under-18 Championships, we talked to Rulla there from South Australia. There's just, you watch those games, Foz, and they're just so talented, these boys that are coming out of all of these states around Australia. You can see why they're just ready to step in to AFL. There's some great players right around. Some interesting ones, Dave, some of our listeners might be aware of. Noah Anderson, the son of Dean Anderson, the Hawthorn Premiership player. Unfortunately, didn't play enough games for the Hawks, so therefore can't go father-son. Another interesting one you might be aware of is also Darren Mead's son. So he'll be father-son to Port Adelaide. He's a very good midfielder and forward. And another Hawthorn player in Finn McGuinness might go father-son to the Hawks as well. So, look, some interesting players there. But, look, they're just so well drilled and so great, those under-18 boys. And Mitch O'Neill's right in the mix.
Fantastic. Chris, you got an update down there on the boundary line?
Yeah, Jordan Tepper has run out on the ground. He's gearing up to start the third quarter. So let's see how he goes. They can't be too bad if they're playing him. And they're this far in front too. They could afford to go a man down on the bench, you'd think.
Yep, so he might play a bit more up forward than on the ball. Wait and see. Thanks, Chris. We'll hear from you again at three-quarter time.
Okay.
Yeah, Mac, and there's been some close finishes in those under-18 games as well, hasn't there?
Yeah, well, West Australia won the championships on the fact that they beat Vic Country, and they beat them basically with 20 seconds to go.
Wow.
And the both games at Geelong last week, which I went to on last Friday, they were actually all both under a goal as well. One of which the Allies upset the might of Vic Metro.
Yeah, interesting because we saw the Allies here a few weeks ago when they got thrashed by Vic Country. So
yeah,
was it a change in personnel?
No, look, they've got 50 on their list, and Luke Power's their coach, and they're throwing them together within 2 weeks. They have a trial game where they split into two teams, and basically that's it. And it takes a while to get cohesion. They're playing against strong teams that have been together for half a year or longer. So. Yeah, look, it was well done to the Allies. They won a game, and it was a really great championship.
Okay, third quarter action here at City Park Radio and the TSL live stream. It's 8:10:58 to 3:2:20, and North Launceston with first possession, Macca.
Glenorchy with all the work to do, and it started well for North Launceston from Lanham to Davies. Another inside 50. Coming forward is Donnelly, kicked 3 in the first half. Did the big red head. Comes down Cox Goodger, left boot, and it's through. It's through Cox Goodger. He's started up there and he's kicked a goal. Well done to the youngster in Jack Lanham off the wing. But Cox Goodger sends them on their merry way, and he goes up to, what's he kicked for the year now, Foz? 233 for the year. And he's kicked away on Aidan Grace, who's got 30. So he's got 31. So look, North Launceston, there it was. Centre clearance, Ponting again, great hands. Liam Davies on the outside, the winger, has done really well for North Launceston today. There was a big fly up forward, but at the fall of the pack, it was Bradley Cox-Goodger for another goal to him.
Nice little handball too there in that passage of play from Bannister, who's been pretty good today. He's done some really important contests there in that forward half. Now,
so 1 minute gone. Glenorchy, they get the centre clearance. Foon, Daly, Foon, back to Daly. Here's Reece Mott, left foot. Inside forward 50, looking for French. Can't find him. Malucci's got to put the forward pressure on, and he does so. And stepping across the line was Connor Young. So the official word was about that contentious decision from the umpires' observers that it was indeed a point. It was indeed a free kick. It was well played by the North Launceston players who put pressure on, and the Glenorchy player had the option of kicking. He chose not to, so it was all clear. One free kick to Sherenegger, who kicked the goal. Ponting from the stoppage, Young by hand, cut off there by Daly. He's tried hard today, Daly. Quick kick, Malucci, top of the square. Jumping for the ball, there was Glenorchy player. He's Aidan Grace, fall of the pack, snap across Aidan Grace. Oh, that's the one Glenorchy needed, but it's through on their right side for a behind. So 1 goal to North Launceston for the quarter, 1 point to Glenorchy, and it's still North Launceston who go along and lead by 43 points.
Coming out now here towards Davies from Foon. Davies on the wing. He's been good today, Alex Davies. He kicks it short now to Edmonds. So Billy Edmonds. Davies is going to come back and try and get it again here. But Edmonds kicks towards half-forward Donnelly, right on the boundary line. Up against his opponent there in the late inclusion. That was Deegan. Kick smothered there from the debutant. That's young Nathan Blowfield. It's out of bounds, right on attacking 50. 9-10-64 to 3-3-21. So North Hobart doing well at North Hobart Oval. They could get that song sung for the first time this year. Bear Robinson and the boys, wait and see. There's contested now. Oh, tackle late on Duggan. Out it comes now to Bannister from the boundary line. Dakota Bannister launches for goal, and I think he's kicked it. He has. Snuck inside the right-hand goal post. Explosive effort there from Dakota Bannister. He had a goal assist in the first goal to Brad Cox-Goodger. Now kicks one himself. 3 minutes into the second quarter. And 10-10-70 plays 3-3-21 as Trad Duggan's down and injured on the attacking 50. He's going to keep playing. But, I tell you what, Dakota Bannister-Macker, he's been in and out of the North scene the last couple of years, but he's committed for this season and last. And he's a top-line player. You mentioned Dusty Martin. He's got that explosive ability, hasn't he?
Yeah, he does. And look, he's just getting fitter every game too. And just that that option of him going forward or playing midfield as a chop out for Cox Goodger or Ponting. He's just a power athlete and a power player.
Am I right in saying he does boxing as well?
I'm not in the boxing fraternity, Dave. I wouldn't know.
I think he does.
You're more that sort of mould than me.
Yep. As back in the centre of the ground, he goes Ponting out of the centre contest towards half forward. And it's a nice mark taken out in front. I reckon that's Sharonega.
I reckon...
Sharonega taking the mark there.
Correct.
And he's 35 out.
Yeah, Sharonega.
Great disposal there from Ponting.
And he's another one, just playing forward. He could play midfield, he could play wing, he can play down back, Sharonega.
Great season last year, and he got into that under-25 team and did pretty well. There's Egger now close to the man on the mark. Umpire moves to his right. He signals one behind. 10-11-71 North Launceston. Glenorchy 3-3-21. 50 points is the margin. He's Matthew
Yeah,
Miguel.
21 scoring shots to 6, Dave. Not a good sign for the Magpies from down south. Tucked away Arnold. Back pocket. They just missed the likes of Webbs and Jay Bowden. And Dakota Bannister's given away the 50 because he didn't go, what do they say, east-west. He went north-south, Dave, as they tend to say.
Blowfield.
Blowfield, the youngster. Long sleeves. Awkward kicking style, but it's effective. Trad Duggan. A tough day down back today as the Trad comes in forward here to Manson. It's more like Marilyn Manson with that hair. Over the top. Finds the defender there in Deegan.
What was any relation to the great James Manson?
Well,
he
let's
was
hope
from
so.
Glenorchy way, I
James
think.
Manson's related to Ben Brown, of course. They love
Yep.
the hair in that family, don't they?
Yep.
Liam Davies cuts it off. As Dave said, has been brilliant today. Here's Jack Lanham, one of the inclusions. Whitford, that's the way to get a game. Give it to the coach. Over the top, falling back. Here's Donnelly. Is he going to size him up, the big source? Inside, left side. Egger looking for him. Egger gives it off to Whitford. Oh, party tricks Whitford. Misses. Oh, he'd be disappointed with that one, the coach. He slumps the shoulders, he punches his hands and says, I should have got that one. Thought he might have gone on the left. Taylor Whitford decided to check side. And that would have been another great goal for the highlights of the day here. Tasmanian State League. You're listening to City Park Radio 103.7, 96.5, or you're watching via the live stream as Manson falls over in the back line.
Isaac Manson steadies himself and gets it nice with Aaron Brennan on defensive 50. Working it out with short kicks. Trad Duggan's come to the bench. Still looking a bit proppy. Contest before. As Brennan kicks in the middle of the ground. Diving there is Duffy. Umpire doesn't pay the mark. Will Atkin. Nice little handball. We've got some people down in front of us, so we'll just lower the effects mic. Mott now. He gets tackled. It'll be a baller.
Big Duffy, Dave, just doesn't do enough around the ground marks. You want to see him hitting up at the footy, being a link man through that centre of the ground, even if it's just a mark and a handball. I reckon, what's he taken one mark for the day, do you reckon, Duffy?
Hasn't taken a lot of especially contested marks. At 50.
You've just got to do a bit more than just hit it out.
John Gear on that left foot. Kicks, penetrating one inside 50. Nearly a mark down there to Gunther, who's been moved forward. From the spillage, it's Van Buren to Ponting to Foon. The old firm back there to Lowe. Had to go hard at that one. Now he's got a hand to it. He taps it away from his opponent. Getting there first, though, nicely was Sam Rundle. Started the game well. It's faded a little bit. His handball's not a great one. Now it ends up with Duffy. Out back to Randall, who does the follow-up work. Gets around and gets space. Nice little kick. Might find Joseph. In fact, it's Dilgar. He's held by one arm, and he's going to be holding the ball. Incorrect disposal. Great tackle laid there by Davies. Don't influence your votes, Macca, but I tell you what. Yep, it's early days. We'll keep it. There's his fellow mate there, Van Buren.
They've both been good, the Northwest Coasters.
And Van Buren now on defensive 50. He'll go the switch back to Davies.
Been very good, Liam Davies. And look, well done to North Launceston recruiting department, because they lost a fair chunk of senior players, and they've been able to pick up the likes of Davies and Van Buren and got them to commit to travelling down.
Dropping the mark there was Bennett. Daly doing pretty well on the boundary line. Little handball there looking for Matty Joseph. He spent a lot of time out the side this year with injury. Former premiership player. I think Matty Joseph played in that premiership win by Glenorchy back here a couple of years ago.
We call it the Mitch Hills Premiership, don't we,
That's
here on
right.
City Park Radio? Well, that's what he likes to see it as. Cheerio to Mitch, of course. He's heading down the highway for the Tassie Devils game tomorrow.
Young boundary umpire does well as he tosses it in. Nice tap out by Duffy now to Camrick. Can he break the tackle? Handball ineffective. Here comes Bennett. Attacks the ball. Little handball over top to Curran. Curran now goes sideways towards Whitford. Arnold almost got his hand in it, but Whitford has the recovery. He picks it up now. He's got to get rid of it quickly. He does so beautifully to Edmonds, who falls over. Still a chance for North Launceston. Handball over the top. Bannister's there. He can't quite reel it in. He goes back on top of it. Gets high contact or
No,
kick
below
in
the
danger.
knees. Below the
Was
knees.
it?
Below the knees.
So it's going to go to Bannister. You know, I often forget that
No,
rule.
he's... What's he called?
Let's have a look. We'll have to look
The
at the
umpire
replay.
went...
Let's look at the replay
He's given
here.
a free kick, but...
Bannister's kicked the goal in the meantime. So another goal to North Launceston.
Bannister's
So here's the
kicked the
replay. We can't quite see
No, I
it,
can't
but-
quite see the first one. He
Yep.
actually,
In
I thought he
danger,
called...
I think.
In danger, was
Yeah.
it? He actually called below the knees initially, I thought. But anyway,
Yep.
free kick and goal to Coast to Bannister for his second for the
yep.
quarter.
11, 12, 78 to 3, 321.
Maxi Morcus sent me a message and said he wants the votes correct today. Well, I'll tell you what, can I give a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and give them all to North Lonnie because they've been brilliant since quarter time. 23 scoring shots to 6. Glenorchy are stranded on 3-3. They've only kicked 3 behinds since quarter time. And North Launceston have kicked 11 goals, 12 for the game. They've kicked 8 goals since quarter time. And they're just doing as they're pleased at the moment. So don't forget also Glenorchy and percentage and those sort of things can come into this as well. Handy percentage for North Launceston. Donnelly hit the ball hard, playing as that forward today. Kick 3. Whitford. Handball. Davies. Left foot. Up in front here. Taking the ball there for North Launceston was Lachlan Cocker, but it's repelled by Glenorchy. Malucci, good hands. Over the top. Glenorchy, nice kick. Aaron Brennan. Oh, well punched. Aaron Richter Solder hasn't had to do a real lot today. Curran. Cox Goodger. Looks left. Goes left and finds Davies. No one's on him since quarter time. Davies is racking them up. Egger takes front spot. The ball goes out of bounds over the top. He's well spoiled there by Josh Arnold.
Round the TSL grounds, it's North Hobart 51, lead Clarence 14. That's half time, I think. And Launceston now kicked away a bit. They lead 48 to 25.
Okay. So I'll just check that later there because the percentage is going to come in important, Dave, as you call this play.
No worries. The tram goes by in the distance there behind the scoreboard. As the boundary thrown's a little bit shallow. Scooped out here towards Goodsall. Kicked off the ground now. Ponting will recover the best. Gets it off now to Cox Goodger. He releases with a little kick. Back now towards Duffy. Dispossessed. Still fighting hard there is Cody Lowe. Little tap out now to Bannister on the boundary line. Tries to shrug about 3 tackles and does. Kicks on goal towards the goal square. Which way will it bounce? Here's Billy Edmonds. He'll win the race to the ball. Good tackle, Aaron Brennan over the boundary line. Good work there by the Glenorchy defender.
Yeah, so Glenorchy percentage currently of 126. If Launceston win today, they go to a game behind, and they're going to get, going to lose percentage over Glenorchy and Launceston game percentage. So you don't want to be losing this game by much more than this Glenorchy.
As the boundary thrown comes down here towards Whitford, but it's taken by Tyler Bowden. Kick towards offensive 50, and there's the one you wanted, Macca, the contested mark.
That's it.
Cameron Duffy releases now to Camerick. On the far side, touches the ball to the ground. Low kick up here. Oh, and the players met heavily. That'll be high. And that's Matty Joseph. And there's a North Launceston player on the ground, or 2 in fact, that are not looking the best at the moment. As the kick goes inside 50, we'll get back to that. Keep going on those injured players. Macca, Gunther, spun in the tackle. Little handball. Now chance here for Glenorchy if they can kick it off the ground. Air shot there from Malucci. Now Van Buren to Richter Solder. Over the top to Connor Young. Player hot on his tail. Ineffective kick. Isaac Manson a chance. Kicks to the hot spot. Foon. No, he takes the mark. Free kick. And did those injured players get up?
Yeah,
Macca?
no, Putin got up. It's Fletcher Bennett who's just a little bit proppy after he was hit front on. So he's okay though. Fletcher Bennett's up and just a little bit sore.
Foon touches the ball to the ground, in a bit of trouble. Back in the goal square to Ponting, back to Foon. They did it calmly in the end. Towards Jack Lanham. Goes one hand and takes
well
a good
done.
mark. The young fella, late inclusion. Jack Lanham.
He's a talent, this kid, Foz. I tell you, I've seen him play as a school kid and a little bit of under-18 Tassie side. He's a talent if he can just get that enthusiasm going for footy. He's a pretty laid-back character.
Cox Goodger to Whitford. Up now towards Lockie Cock. A nice little handball to Billy Edmonds. Open 50 ahead. Had a bit more time and he sprays it, sneaks it in for a behind. 11-13-79, plays 3-3-21.
Yeah, not a great kick, the great Billy Edmonds. It's not one of his strong suits, but I'll tell you what, marking and running up at the footy is. This is a good kick out, Glenorchy. They find John Geard in front of the scoreboard. Left foot, down the line, Gunther, been one of Glenorchy's best, whether it's been back or forward. Gunther It's on half back. Free kick, 50 metres.
Yep.
So running in the designated zone, or the protected zone as they call it. Richmond Tigers well in front of the Gold Coast Suns and pretty close at Marvel at half time between Essendon and Sydney Swans. Inside 50, Liam Davies cuts it off. Cox Goodger, we've said that a bit today. Cox Goodger, here's Edmonds. This is what he does well. Hands it off now to Cox Goodger, who gives it don't argue. Cox Goodger steps around the square. He's going to load up the cannon. Is Cox Goodger. He looks to the top of the square. Fires Bannister taken out. It's got to be a free kick, and it is. He was taken out of the contest, was Bannister. And it's going to be a free kick left forward pocket. Oh, Cox Goodger was just loading up that cannon.
That one, didn't he?
He was loading that cannon up.
Benny Donaldson was marking it down on the highlights. Don't you worry.
He's run pretty hard too, Cox Goodger. He's coming off absolutely spent. Bannister spins around meanwhile, and he kicks the goal. 3 for the quarter. Dakota Bannister. 3-3-3, I write down. 3 goals in the third. And North Launceston, they just continue to go, don't they, here?
Alex Davies coming off a spell. He's absolutely spent.
Liam Davies. Yeah, Liam.
I keep saying Alex.
Who's Alex Davies? Anyway.
I don't know.
No, that's all right. 12-13-85, North Launceston. Glenorchy 3-3-21. 15 minutes gone, third quarter. And that percentage, 64-point lead now. North Launceston. What was the issue last week with Lauderdale? Where did they get on top of North Launceston?
I just think around the centre of the ground, Macca. I mean, their midfield's very, very good. When you've got the likes of Bryce Walsh, you've got McManus, you've got
and
Bell
Franklin
Chambers.
didn't play, did he?
Franklin didn't play, but and their back line was great. Gilby across half back.
He played across half back, did he?
We're going to see them in a couple of weeks, and I think he's found his niche there. I really do. There's back in the centre,
McGuinness
Duffy.
lads.
Yep, all played well. There's a contest in the middle.
We're running a City Park crash here. For anyone listening in the background, just looking after our kids at the front.
Yep.
There they go.
As we've got a free kick inside of the centre circles here to James Curran, who's improving all the time. The boy from Launceston Church Grammar. He goes short and finds a teammate there in Carlton Wadley, who turns and goes up here towards Donnelly and Bannister. They both look at the ball. Might turn out all right, though. Well done to the Glenorchy defence there. As kicking it away was James Deegan. Only his father is Van Buren, who pumps it back in. Over the back's Lanham, who'll fly. Up it's a mark in front. And it's young... I think it's at Lockie Cocker. Yep, Lockie Cocker has taken the mark. I saw Lanham flying at the back, but the front position, he held it well. And the number 45, Lockie Cocker, will line up from only about 10 metres out. 45-degree angle. Chance to put the 13th goal on the board for North Launceston. Dominated this game since quarter time. And Lockie Cocker raises his fist to the air. And his teammates get around him as he kicks his first goal. And North Launceston go to a 64-point lead. In fact, sorry, that's a 70-point lead.
70-point lead.
Scoreboard's a bit slow there. 13-13-91 to 3-3-21.
Inside 50s, Dave Gruber. Tell me the tail of the tape, please.
8 to North Launceston this quarter, 5 to Glenorchy.
Oh, is it that many? Goodness gracious. They haven't done much with them, have they? Clearances?
Clearances. Look, Glenorchy still ahead this quarter again in clearances, 7-3.
Yeah. 7-3, like they're dominating around the footy, aren't they? And, because that's where their strength is. You look in there now, they've got Duffy, Mott, Camerick and Rundle. There's 4 players, but they're just down on manpower everywhere else. Especially down back, they're getting cut up. Lovely bounce of the footy. Comes down, that's a better punch from the big Duff. Goes down to Camerick, it falls to Rundle, back to Camerick. Inside 50, here they come, Glenorchy, good mark, Clinton French. So there we go. There's their firepower. Up forward, good delivery of the footy. Their skills today have been pretty ordinary, Glenorchy. But it was a big punch from the Duff man. That's what he's got to do against the youngsters. Get the ball going forward as he comes off for a spell as the Duff. And Clinton French is going to line up for his second for the day. Seems a while ago since he kicked the first. A good goal on the run from the pocket. Clinton French, 30 metres out, directly in front. Lies back. Oh, and he's missed it. So since quarter time, they've only managed to kick 4 behinds. They move on to 3-4-22. North Launceston 13-13-91. Connie Young plays onto himself. A little bit of a forward spinning helicopter punt, but it does well to find Foon. Set the game up in the first quarter, did Jay Foon. Then played a little bit forward. He was really good in the first quarter with lots of inset marks. Jay Foon down the line. Cox Goodger coming into it. It's 1-on-4. Cox Goodger, great tackle, holds them up. And it's going to be a ball up. Just left of centre wing, North Launceston's end of the ground.
Macca, we're going to see an interesting contest in a couple of weeks, Launceston and Lauderdale. Looking forward to that one.
Launceston and Lauderdale.
We'll get a true measure, I think, where the Blues are at.
Windsor Park.
Yep.
Yeah, of course, Dylan Riley back into that lineup, Foz.
Yep.
Interesting move mid-season. Whitford, great hands, Liam Davies. Going to go over the top of his forwards. He ignores both the leads. He's looking for a good bounce, but doesn't get it through for a behind. Could have hit the big sauce up, I reckon. The big fella was steaming out from full forward. He ignored him, did Davies. Arnold plays onto himself. They're going to go far side. Looking for Malucci. Good mark. Good mark, one-on-one, Giacomo Malucci, the former Devonport player. Malucci gets up and spins. Camerick in front of Pearton. That's better from Glenorchy. Camerick inboard. There's a good link up. Finds Ryan Banks-Smith. They've got the talent there if they use the footy well. We heard that Paul Kennedy wanted to shift the ball short, but there it is. There's the turnover, Glenorchy. Another one, Matthew Joseph turnover. Ponting. He's doing enough today, the Pont. He's got players out wide. He's got Van Buren in short. He comes this side of the ground and finds Jackie Avent. Done a pretty good job on Daly when he's gone forward as Jackie Avent. They've got their matchups right down there. Avent down the line, over the top. Egger. He's only light. He's Egger. Good right foot. Looks for Cox Goodger. Can't find him. Down the front of the pack there, North Launceston, was Josh Ponting, the 100-gamer, and he's beset upon. And it's going to be a ball up 25, 30 metres out from North Launceston's end of the ground. A kick toward the Invermay Park end. 20 minutes gone. North Launceston 13-14, 92. An even 70-point lead on Glenorchy. Dave Moore.
And a great little piece of class there from Eggo in that last play. He got around his opponent pretty well. Here they are now, North Launceston. They're dangerous in this position. Can they fashion something here? Ball's released. It's a high tackle. I think that's Liam Davies.
Him.
And he went for goal before, so he's drifting up forward. He's tired of this backline business. He wants to be in amongst the goals.
Well, he's moved up onto a wing this quarter, Foz, and he's really been pressing up. And got no problem with the distance here.
So Liam Davies, for our radio listeners, is kicking towards the northern end, Invermay Park end of the ground. He's about 40 out, or 35 out perhaps, 45-degree angle. 92-22 is the score. Slow, deliberate approach. A lot of interchanges happening while this shot is occurring. Davies now for goal, and it's no problem at all for Liam Davies. He's first for the day, having a great game here at UTAS Stadium, and caps it off there with a beautiful goal at the 21-minute mark of this third quarter. 14-14, 98 to 3-4, 22.
7 goal kickers, North Launceston. That's what they're renowned for. Share the workload. Last time they played it was Cox Goodger with 6. He's got 2 today.
Since quarter time, Macca.
6 goals. They've kicked 6 goals this quarter, North Launceston.
So 11 goals to 0 since quarter time.
Correct.
Well, so it just shows...
and they just keep throwing them around. Like Davies now goes into the middle. Davies, Whitford, Lowe and Ponting. You know, Cox Goodger goes forward. Dakota Bannister goes forward. Just so many options this North Launceston side. I thought they'd drop off a bit this year. You know, they've been able to fill up with those Northwest Coasters and their youngsters coming through as well, like Lowe's and that. In fact, goes down to Whitford now. Here's Carlton Wadley, another one who just come through the production line here at the Bombers. So Carlton Wadley looks up. Cox Goodger puts out the left mid. It's got to be out of bounds off the touch. So it's going to be a boundary throw in. Umpires are just going to convert. Was it a mark or was it a boundary throw in? It's going to have to be a boundary throw in. I think he took it over the line. Bring out the VAR.
Great to see some young umpires here today, Macca. This is a real breeding ground for umpires in Tasmania, as we know.
Yeah, well,
They're going to bigger and better things.
I see young umpire Foot. He umpires the AFL now quite a bit every weekend. He's, of course, come through the TSL. Cox Goodger, left foot, going to bounce over the top. Oh, just taken there and through across the line by Nathan Blowfield. Nathan Blowfield on debut for the mighty Magpies from down south. You remember this one? Here's Atkin. Called him much Atkin. Played a little bit of Tassie Mariners a couple of years back. It's a nice kick. They're over the top here if they can go through Geard. So Geard's going to get it. He ignores him though, and they're slipping over. Could be a bit of a knee. No, Malucci's up. He's okay, but just a wrong option there. He had Geard on the outside. Dick Camerick and refused to go there, and it didn't help that Malucci fell over. Whitford inboard. Here's Davies caught. Got to be holding the footy. Good tackle there. Glenorchy through. Callan Daly. So Callan Daly right on defensive 50. Comes inboard. Cut off by Avent. Just got a fingernail on it. Enough to disrupt the play. Avent. Tyler Bowden. Haven't called him much today. Malucci. So Bowden turned it over. Here's Pearton, great hands. Bannister tries to hit up Egger, turns his opponent inside out. Big Sauce is struggling at the back, the big fella. He's a little bit tired. Here he comes, though, again, the Big Sauce. Well done. Cox Goodger there. They can't get the ball out of defensive 50, and stepping across the line was Arnold, and the umpire's pinged him again. So twice today, Josh Arnold. He's been pinged for deliberate. The first one cost a goal, and this one he walked straight across the line. And Cox Goodger takes the free kick from the scoreboard end. Goes inside 50, sitting up. Oh, it goes through his hands to Zegger. Camerick's there. Daly picks it up at his shoelaces. Well done, good hands. Goes out to Trad Duggan. Comes railway wing side of the ground.
Matty Joseph takes it, kicks it further up the wing, and nice kick there to Banks Smith. Handball off now to Mott, further afield to Daly. Daly handball over the top to Banks Smith. He's got Dilger if he wants him. He goes there now. Good play, Glenorchy. And Dilger's little left foot kick might work out all right. Turns and snapping for goals, Isaac Manson. And he scores a goal for Glenorchy, the first since quarter time. And a wonderful passage of play on the RACT stand side wing from Glenorchy. They linked up beautifully, and it culminated in a nice goal there from Isaac Manson. And that's 4-4-28 Glenorchy, 14-15-99. And credit where credit's due, Macca. That was a good passage of play from the Pies.
Look, I think we've seen enough from the Pies that, they've had enough clearances. They've been able to repel plenty of attacks and, get enough of the footy. Just their possession, their chains, they've just been broken down. But there's enough good players there if they share the footy and can hit targets like we just did there. But, geez, it's been a battle since quarter time.
And I think Paul Kennedy will want to see a bit more of that in the remaining 1 quarter and change of this game. Back in the centre. Macca's loving his lollies today. He's getting through the packet. There's calling there's Lowe, who's done pretty well today. Cox Goodger, look away handball back to Lowe. Can't pick it up, the big fella. Nice pick up Rundle. He's tackled immediately. Still fighting in on there is Malucci, is it? Swung round in the tackle. Holding the ball. It was Giacomo Malucci. As Taylor Whitford says, I'm just going to hold this up. And then he plays on. And he gets it to Cox Goodger, who might get round his opponent. He does. Now to Davies for his second for the quarter. 45 out directly in front. He just sprays it to the right. He's had a few shots as Liam Davies. And it's a behind to North Launceston. And that's the ton up for them. 14-16-100 to 4-4-28. Short kick comes out here towards Geared. Play on, says the umpire. Didn't go the required distance, or it might have been a half volley, I think. As play gets off the ground there, Johnny Geared. Premiership player for Glenorchy. It's about 25 out from North Launceston's goal. Donnelly. Good work there by Goodsall. Lays the tackle on Cox Goodger, who took tackler on. He'll be penalised. And young Cameron Goodsall will get off the carpet and take the free kick.
Sydney in front at Marvel, 38-35.
Is that the G, Macca?
Oh, is it the G? Is it? Sorry, it's at the G. 38-35. That's halfway through the third. Richmond by 84 points at half-time, Dave.
So you hope they
against the Gold Coast Suns.
I hope they don't challenge Fitzroy's winning margin. 192 points back in 1979 anyway. Here comes, that's Camerick, who's got the ball there at half-back. Kicks it wide. Taken there by Duggan. Tackled. Releases the ball. Little handball from Foon. All strong. Sorry, that was Cocker to Avent. Somehow gets rid of it. Taylor Whitford on the follow-up. Retreats on the left foot. Kicks it half-forward towards Ponting. Now Cox Goodger. Can he pick it up against Duggan? He goes for Duggan first. Then he picks it up. And Duggan lays the tackle. Two tough nuts there. And a high tackle on Cox Goodger. He's looking pretty tired. And he's slow to get up. The BCG, which is uncharacteristic. He might be slightly winded. Got one high there, but two tough nuts there going at it. He just gets up. I think it might be just a winding there as he's struggling for breath a little bit. Puts his arm up. And we love watching these goals here at UTAS, well, these attempts on goal at UTAS Stadium for Cox Goodger, because we're right behind this lovely left foot kick of his from about 48. Bradley Cox Goodger, close to the man on the mark. Not bad, but it's across the face. Won't make the distance, in fact. Thumped through by the Glenorchy defence. Late in this third quarter, it's North Launceston 14-17-101 to 4-4-28. The margin is 73 points to take us to three-quarter time. Here's Macca.
Glenorchy, they've been up against it since quarter time. They had a good start to the game. It was just that second quarter burst which put them away. Comes straight down the middle. Only finds Lowe, though, the youngster in the ruck. In the absence of Lee. Goes inside 50 and finds Josh Ponting. They're just lining up here now at North Launceston. The worst thing is for Glenorchy, they've got another half hour to go, Foz.
Yeah, it's,
I don't know what can come out of it, really.
Might get Chris to go out and listen to Paul Kennedy at three-quarter time because
Nice.
he doesn't get angry very often, Paul Kennedy.
No, he doesn't. Look, and he knows he hasn't got the cattle out there
That's
at the
true.
moment. But it's just the possession and the decision-making. Like, you can still make good decisions because they've had enough of the footy at times. There's no doubt about it. Ponting, 40 out, directly in front. Alistair Lynch medalist. Over the top, just touched off hands, through for a behind. 14 goals, 18, 102. Mammoth score and lots of scoring shots, 32 in fact.
6 goals, 8 this quarter.
Glenorchy, 4-4-28. Kick down the middle. Daly's going to be hit upon by the big low. Oh, he's giving him a push in the back. The Goliath versus the little chunky fella in Daly, and he stood up well, did Daly. He's going to have a bit of a headache at three-quarter time as he goes into the break. Three-quarter time, TSL action. North Launceston, 14-18, 102. All over Glenorchy, 4-4-28. And I repeat, this is second versus third on the ladder, Foz.
Yep.
Hasn't been great. That quarter went 29 and a half minutes. We'll go through the North Launceston goal kickers. 3 goals to Dakota Bannister, all in the third quarter. 3 goals to Taylor Whitford. 3 goals to Thomas Donnelly. 2 goals to Cox Goodger. And singles to Liam Davies, Sharon Egger and Lachlan Cocker. And for Glenorchy, 2 goals to Aidan Grace, 1 to Clinton French, and the only goal of the half so far to Glenorchy, 1 to Isaac Manson.
Half time at North Hobart. It's North Hobart 9-3-57 to Clarence 1-7-13.
Jeez, the Clarence Ruse.
Yeah, in a world of pain there. And Launceston 9-7-61 lead the Tigers 3-7-25. So some interesting results here in round 14 of the TSL. We'll take a short break. Back for Macca's analysis and also Chris Sayer from the Boundary in just a moment.
Hi, Andrew Doyle here from Quadrant Mall and Kingsmeadows Telstra stores. If you're a Telstra customer, we want to be sure you're getting the most from your services. That's why we're inviting you to check in. Come into the Quadrant Mall or Kingsmeadows store and get an expert review one-on-one to ensure you're receiving the best value from us.
Goodger, left boot, and it's through. It's through. Cox Goodger. He's started up there and he's kicked a goal. Well done to the youngster in Jack Lanham off the wing. But Cox Goodger sends them on their merry way.
Robertson and the boys, wait and see. There's contested now. Oh, tackle late on Duggan. Out it comes now to Bannister from the boundary line. Dakota Bannister launches for goal, and I think he's kicked it. He has. Snuck inside the right-hand goal post. Explosive effort there from Dakota Bannister. Got a goal assist. Ball over the top. Bannister's there. He can't quite reel it in. He goes back on top of it. Gets high contact or kicking danger.
Below the knees. Below the knees.
So it's going to go to Bannister.
What's he called?
Let's have a look. We'll have to look
the
at the
umpire
replay.
Went.
Look at the replay.
Give it a free kick, but
Bannister's kicked the goal in the meantime. So another goal to North Launceston. So here's the replay.
Steps around the square. He's going to load up the cannon. Is Cox Goodger. He looks to the top of the square. Finds Bannister's taken out. It's got to be a free kick. And it is. He's run pretty hard too, Cox Goodger. He's coming off absolutely spent. Bannister spins around meanwhile. And he kicks the goal. 3 for the quarter. Dakota Bannister. 3-3-3, I write down 3 goals in the third.
Van Buren pumps it back in. Over the back for Lanham, will fly. And Macca, you've got the team stats there.
Team stats, yes. Hit-outs, Glenorchy's way, 36-22 for the game, 11-6 that quarter. Clearances, Glenorchy 30-19, 8-7 that quarter. Once again, Glenorchy's shown that they can win the ball at the coalface. It's just when they get it out in the open, the turnovers occur. Inside 50s for the quarter, Dave, 16-7, 45-25 for the game so far. Marks inside 50, 12 for the game, 3 to Glenorchy. Aidan Grace virtually been unsighted, hasn't he, since quarter time. And the free kicks are 21-15 for the game.
Mac, who's impressed you from North Launceston so far? I mean, you haven't seen him for a few weeks.
Who hasn't impressed me?
Some of these newer players.
Well, look, we'll go from the top. Cox Goodyer was great that quarter. Whitford, Tepper's been injured. Bannister's, I can just see he's got fitter since I've seen him. I haven't seen him for about 5 or 6 weeks. Liam Davies has just obviously shown the North Launceston way. Thomas Donnelly I've really liked up forward and in the ruck tonight. Josh Ponting just keeps so clean inside. He's amazing. Look, the youngsters, as you mentioned, Bennett, Curran, Todman's shown enough. Cocker I haven't seen any of. He's done well, and Will Edmonds has come into the side. Connor Pitt and Jack Lanham have had glimpses today that they're up to this level when given the opportunity. So, look, a really even side of North Launceston, and they play that way that everyone knows that when they come into the senior side, and it's a fallback to your Zane Littlejohns, your Tom Couches, and then through to your Taylor Whitfords. It's just the method, and the method is the North Launceston way, and these youngsters who are today being watched by the 1979 Premiership side and the other Premierships as well. I was talking to Stan Reid on the walk-in. He played in the 1979. He's looking forward to coming to the footy today and just doing the North Launceston way. And they play this ground so well. They play the whole width. They go out to the railway wing. They come here to the grandstand side. And when they want to, they cut back in through the centre. They just play the game so well. Glenorchy, look, I know they're undermanned, but their disposal and their decision making at times just hasn't been up to TSL senior level, to be honest. When their good players get the footy, it's great, but their youngsters compared to the North Launceston youngsters are just chalk and cheese.
And what do you think Paul Kennedy down there saying at the moment? He's got, he's always a positive man, isn't he?
Well, they've got to do something about this margin. I mentioned a couple of times that quarter. This is affecting their percentage.
True. Yeah, it's a big picture here, isn't it?
Yeah, big picture. There's big picture. There's, they've obviously lost the cattle, but they've got to hold up. They can't afford to have another 8 goal to 1 quarter. All of a sudden, this gets out close to 100 points, doesn't it? Over 100 points.
And we've got the Glenorchy girls now at the moment having a bit of a kick round. It's a big game after this.
Is it?
North Launceston.
Tell me about the TSLW.
North Launceston first year in the TSLW, Mac.
They're 8-8, aren't they? 8 wins, 8 games.
Yep.
Is that right?
I think they've lost a couple, but
no, not according to this.
Oh no, this is North Launceston, Mac.
Oh, North Launceston.
Yes.
Oh, they're 5-3.
5-3. But
look at Launceston, 592%.
Yeah, they've been huge. I mean, they've got
Glenorchy 6-2.
I think Launceston have had Daria Bannister and the Haynes twins sort of playing this year. So, but it was a big win last week by North Launceston. They beat Clarence, which meant they leapfrogged them on the ladder.
So they're 5-3, the Bombers,
and they take Glenorchy on, who are at 6-2. So,
and this is their first year in it, North Launceston.
Correct. So, a big game coming up after this one. So get down to UTAS Stadium if you want to see TSLW footy.
Just interested in who's got who next week. So Northern Bombers travel south to play the Tigers next week, and Glenorchy are up against Launceston at KG5.
Yeah, that will
be
huge.
A couple of big trips for the Launceston Blues.
Let's get down now to Chris Sayer, who's just coming off the ground. He's been at the Glenorchy huddle. Chris.
Yeah, they're very calm. I think, as Mac has suggested, they haven't got the cattle on the paddock. Coach Kennedy is quite calm. He wants them to win the quarter, really, just to salvage anything from this. They want to win the last quarter. And they're still talking tactics about how to get past that great North defence. And there's not much more I can say about what Kennedy was saying.
And you've been impressed with North Launceston from the boundary line there, mate?
Even missing their big guns. It's almost as if, without Lee and McCulloch, they're even quicker on the ground. I don't know if that's possible, but they just seem like they haven't missed the big guns at all, have they?
No, that's for sure, Chris. We'll catch you after the game. Hopefully we'll get a word with Taylor Whitford.
Yeah, I'll certainly try.
That's Chris Sayer down there on the boundary. And, of course, the North have a few out with themselves. Jackie Rushton I saw down there before. He's out at the moment. And those two big guns are talking about.
Young Ben Simpson.
Yep, they've got a few to come back. There's no doubt about that.
Just looking down the list. Ben Elmer's out of the side, Dave. Is he... He's injured at the moment, Ben Elmer.
Haven't sighted
played
him
for a while.
Early in the season. Anyway, we're underway in the last quarter. 14-18 plays 4-4. Here's Matthew McGee.
Oh, the last quarter, Lowe beats Duffy. Comes down to Ponting. He's taken in the tackle, can't get rid of it. Umpire's got a call holding the footy and does. Well done, Callan Daly. He's been in the Glenorchy top 3 today. He's tried his heart out as young Daly. Stayed under 25 player earlier in the year here. Here's Gunther. Good mark, Harrison Gunther, another state player. Harrison Gunther takes the mark in front of Van Buren. So Gunther, he started down back, got plenty of the footy as that quarterback role, and then they've swung him forward, but just hasn't been able to get the inside 50s to take the marks between him and Aidan Grace, who, as we said, has been virtually unsighted since quarter time. So Gunther, he's going to go the long run up. He's nearly gone back to the centre circle.
He was a bit of a swing man in the Devils and Mariners days.
Yeah, look, he was probably more as a defender, but he played a little bit on a wing in an attacking role. So Gunther, normally a pretty good kick. Going to kick this from 45 to the top of the line. Grace is there, flies to Spoon and punches it through for a behind. So Glenorchy are doing what Paul Kennedy asked. They're winning the quarter, Dave. 1-0. Jackie Avent chips it out sideways and goes to Foon. Foon finds Richter Solder. Doesn't do a real lot today, the Richter Solder. Here's Lanham, one of the inclusions. Jack Lanham wants a bit of an up and under kick as he went close to the man on the mark. But taking the mark is James Curran. So St Patrick's College old boy to Launceston Church Grammar, current student. Terrific sportsman, Curran, cricket, swimming, footy, all state level.
Talked about Richard Solder not having to do much, but he has nullified Aiden Grace.
Yeah, exactly.
Aiden Grace was good early. He got off the leash a few times. But
when they were winning the footy and getting some clear ball inside 50, Aiden Grace can do anything. Be nice to see Aiden Grace go on ball or play as a winger or something like that rather than just sit still inside forward 50. Callan Daly in amongst it. Out the back. Here's Camerick. Camerick over the top, squares the ball up and finds Aaron Brennan. Brennan over to the first gamer in Blowfield. Blowfield, a bit worried about his kick, Dave. Don't want to write him off yet in his TSL career, but he's got to improve that ball drop. Over the top to Connie Young. Young down the line. That's to no one in particular. Sauce Donnelly looks pretty tired, does the big redhead. Oh, here he goes, though. He's going to get this one. He can hard pick it up, the big fella. Taps out in front of the coach in Whitford. Arnold ducked the head. Caught caught high. And it's going to be a free kick, defensive side, Josh Arnold.
Josh Arnold, deep in defence. Evergreen defender for Glenorchy. Little kick comes out now to Mott. Still inside defensive 50. Next week we'll have the Tassie Devils versus the Eastern Rangers from 10:40 here on City Park Radio.
Are you doing that one, Foz?
Yep, we're doing that one. Damien Gill's joining me and Griebers will be here.
A few likely types in the Eastern Rangers. Not a big side with the Vic Metro team, but got some good players in there. Interested to see what
Cox
your thoughts are.
Goodger now with a chance on the left foot for three.
Bang.
That's his third today. In fact, that's his third today, Cox Goodger. And he swooped on the ball there, lightning pace, even late in the game. He was able to get clear, throw it on the left boot, and another goal to North Launceston. 15-18, 108 to 4-5-29.
Yeah, well, he was unsighted virtually in the first quarter. Sam Rundle did a great job on him at the stoppages. But then after half-time, he's just had the ball on the string. Cox Goodger playing in that more forward-line role, pushing up the ground, midfield. He's run the kilometres, and he just continues to be a force in the TSL. 3 goals, takes his season tally to 34.
So we've got 4 players with 3 goals for the Bombers. Cox Goodger, Whitford, Bannister and Donnelly. So they shared the goals around today. 4 minutes in to the last quarter.
AFL score, Fozzle.
No worries. The half-time in one of them as Camerick now takes the ball. Little handball. Good hustling here by Cox Goodger. Handball's backwards to Ponting, gets round with ease. Gets clear. Oh, no, he's tackled by Daly. Could almost been holding the ball there. Gets the follow handball to Lowe, the big ruckman. Kicks towards the pocket to Donnelly. Up against Deegan. He releases now towards Whitford. Little kick round the corner. Finds Cocker. Lockie Cocker. About 35 out. 45-degree angle. Kicking towards the town end of UTAS Stadium.
Richmond, 16-7-103. Lead the Suns 3-1-19 at half-time. And it's Sydney, 7-8-50. Lead Essendon, 7-5-47.
Big one for Sydney. It's almost their last hope of staying in finals contention. It's very crowded, that group of teams just outside the 8. Here with Lockie Cocker for his second today. Kicks off to the right. Just makes the distance. It's one behind. 15-19, 109 to 4-5-29. 34 scoring shots to 9. As the kick from fullback. Trad Duggan has the ball. Goes the awkward torpedo. Might turn out all right as it's kicked off the ground there by Mott. Only as far as Davies. Davies will pump it back in. Low kick. Good one. Egger takes a fine mark. Up against Blowfield. That mark might have looked easy in some respects, but it was a tough one. The ball was moving at pace. He lifted the arms up and took it nicely. And he's just right of centre. 25 out. He kicked a goal in the second quarter. Did Sharon Egger. So impressive last year. Best young player in the league. And a chance now to get the 16th goal. And they'll be looking for a 100-point margin here at the moment, North Launceston. That'll be their goal for this quarter, I'd imagine. Sharon Egger. And he scored another one for the Bombers. He's second for the day. And they're 16th. 16-19, 115 to 4-5-29.
It just sends a real message come finals time too, doesn't it? Of course, North Launceston won't play finals here, Dave.
No.
the finals will be in Hobart unless it's the North Launceston final, and then I don't know what the TSL are going to do. But the North Launceston ground here at UTAS will be dug up and resurfaced following the final Hawks game against the Brisbane Lions in about 3 or 4 weeks' time.
How do you think their game is suited at Blunston Arena compared to here?
North Launceston?
Yes.
Oh, look, the ground's not as wide, a little bit skinnier, so therefore they can't use the width. But look, if it's a fast track on that, look, I think they've shown that they can win anywhere in North Launceston.
Before I hand back to you, it was the Leon Davies pass there again. He's been so impressive today that found Egger.
Ponting, cut off handball. Here's Camerick, taken in the tackle. Can't find it. Daly, geez, he's tried hard, Daly. Ball in the Nunda. Taken by the Glenorchy player there in Dilga. There's going to be a ball up right at the top of the 50. It's going to be interesting, isn't it, for North Launceston in the finals? You'd think Lauderdale, what are they, a couple of games clear now?
It'll just be one game after today, I think, Matthew. Yep.
Yeah, so one game, because they've had the bye today, so... Yeah, look, it's going to be interesting. Grace snaps it over the shoulder. Here's Gunther coming out, taking it at the bottom of the pack. Good kick, Glenorchy. Goal to Matthew Dilga. Well done, Glenorchy. And that was all because of the contest of Harrison Gunther. He come out, he hit the pack hard, and it was a nice snap-on goal by Dilga, who puts it through. But it's only, what's that, the second goal of the second half.
Second goal since quarter time?
Yeah, second goal since quarter time. In fact, Dave, correct?
That's the sort of effort that Paul Kennedy wanted in this last quarter. Well done to the veteran there, Matthew Dilga, number 23. So we go around the grounds in the TSL at North Hobart Oval. It's 10-4, 64 North Hobart, with Garland now with 4, Darley with 2, the big inclusions there, and the Clarence 2-8-20. And at the Twin Ovals, Launceston taking control here, 9-7-61 to 3-7-25.
Yeah,
so
still, they're just their top end, Launceston, very good, aren't they? Thorpe, Harper, Blackberry now in there, Bristow back today, and of course Dylan Riley, their top half's very good. Bannister out of the back, we called him Dusty Martin, like he kicks long, goes down to Big Sauce. Oh, well done at the back there, Glenorchy. The punch through James Deegan out of bounds, right forward pocket. Geez, their centre clearances, Dave Gruber, what is it?
Glenorchy 3.
Yeah,
quarter 2 to North
Launceston. I reckon it'd be nice to know where they've gone, groups. Like, I reckon their inside 50s, North Lonnie, from their centre clearances have been immense, because it's either Whitford or it's Cox Goodger or it's Bannister. They go long and deep, don't they? Sauce Donnelly down the right side, Pearton in there. Oh, Whitford clever over the top, only as far as the Glenorchy defender. It's set upon, no, great tackle forward line. Taylor Whitford and Bradley Cox Goodger. That's great. You know, you look at the old firm there, they don't really need to take. Like, they're good players. You give it to someone else, but they just all do their role. Cox Goodger, taken without it. Umpire says play on. Ponting another beautiful handball. Whitford looks over the top. Can't find it right side. Missed behind. I tell you, I love Josh Ponting. I know he doesn't. He's not out in the clear like a Bradley Cox Goodger. You go back and look at these highlights and have a look at how many balls he's got from below his knees and how clean he is. Absolutely amazing. Clever punch on Aiden Grace at centre wing. Only as far as A-Vent. Davies, left-hand handball. Oh, Curran would like that one back again. He taps it straight to Duffy. Foon there. Richter Solder, Van Buren. Gunther gets it. Can't go anywhere, though, and it's going to be held up in the tackle.
Of course, Josh Ponting first came to prominence. He kicked a goal in the dying minutes, didn't he? Against
Clarence.
Blunston, against Clarence.
One of the better games I've called, that one, Dave. Yeah. We had a couple of rippers down there, didn't we? Yeah. The Western Storm had a great game down there as well. If you remember that, Dave.
I do.
The big goal kickers. Standen kicked a heap that day, didn't he?
He did.
Speedy Standen. And who kicked the other ones? Who was the goal kicker for the Storm those days? I have to look back at the history.
As Arnold now takes it on the far side for Glenorchy. Kick here looking for Gunther, who almost takes a fine mark. Yes, the umpire will pay that. Fair enough. Good effort up against Van Buren. In the sunshine on the far side, Gunther gets it short to Geard. Left foot kick from Geard finds Clinton French inside 50. And he'll line up from about 48. Distance could be a concern. He plays on straight away. Tries to get behind the kick. And flying for the ball from behind there was Grace, but it's dropped over for a behind. 5-6-36 to 16-19, 115. Margin now under 80 points. As I think the scoreboard put it on the wrong side there.
There's an extra. It's right now.
It's right now? Okay, 16-20 to 5-6. Thank you. As Richter Solder, who's had a great season, gets it short to Van Buren. Still inside defensive 50 on the far side. Goes long, does Van Buren. And he finds a teammate there in the debutant, Xavier Todman. There's a lot of players playing senior footy so far this year for North Launceston. And as I mentioned before, they've got some pretty good depth as Davies takes the mark at half-back. Handball over the top to Jackie Avent. Avent looks around and he decides to kick himself. Kicks to half-forward. Ponting's there. Over the back, it's taken by Mott, who hasn't stopped trying today for the Pies. All contest there with Rundle. There's a little handball there from Cox Goodger, somehow got it out. Quick kick towards Lanham, who takes it. No, he can't quite take the mark. He just tunnels it, though, inside between the legs of a Glenorchy player. Ends up with Banks Smith. On the far side, it's Rundle. Rundle kicks nicely. Well, no, he doesn't. He kicks it straight to Jackie Avent. Now to Davies. Massive number of possessions today. Kick beautifully now to Cocker. Impressive. Lachlan Cocker, the boy from Queechy High. Kicks towards half forward to Donnelly. Off hands. Now Cox Goodger. Oh, might have got a high tackle there. He did from Deegan. He's the master at drawing those high tackles, is Brad Cox Goodger. And $1 you reckon, groups from here?
Just goes down, does he? He buckles those knees a little bit, but the opposition got to be smarter than that.
Yep.
Yeah, because he's so strong in the core as Bradley Cox Goodger.
Tom Donnelly just cramping a bit. I should mention about Tom Donnelly. He's only recently come back after a bit of an injury layup.
Okay.
So played 2 games on UTAS Stadium.
Yeah, then had to go in the ruck forward with not much rest.
Last week he rucked a bit as well.
Yep.
Cox Goodger. This is for number 4.
All in the second half.
Cox Goodger makes no mistake with that one. Straight through. And 4 goals now for Brad Cox Goodger. 35 for the year. And North Launceston extend that lead out again. 17-21-22 to 5-6-36. 86 points.
86 points.
Impressive Lockie Cocker, Macca. He's, I know it's the first time you've seen him. But
as a senior player, definitely. Yeah, look, he just plays the way that he's been taught to play, hasn't he, through the system. It's amazing. I'll just keep looking at who they throw in the middle here. Like Donnelly can hardly walk, poor fellow, as you said. But around his feet, Bannister, Whitford, and now Curran there. They just keep rotating blokes through the midfield.
Launceston 74 lead the Tigers 32. North Hobart 76 lead Clarence 22. So
interesting. Glenorchy put Sam Rundle out on a wing. To get him in the centre square if he's fit, because he's no good out on this wing. He just can't run.
Donnelly with the ball. Releases now towards Curran. And he gets a push in the back to Tom Donnelly.
What were you saying before?
Play on. Davies towards Cox Goodger, who's going to line up for number 5. Could be a handful here for Cox Goodger. And Davies again influential in that passage of play.
Is he in the votes, Screws? Was his first half good enough or not?
Well, he's worked his way into the game. He's certainly made up for it in the second half.
That's an understatement. He kicked 4 for 5. I'd like to work my way into a game with a bag of 5 in the second half.
Cox Goodger, 45 out, 45-degree angle, makes great contact and scores his second in the last couple of minutes. This is the BCG, and that's a handful today here at UTAS Stadium.
Statement of the day, he's worked his way into it.
18-21-28 to 5-6-36. 92 points is the margin. And they just keep on being impressive, and certainly they've bounced back from last week. No doubt about that, the Northern Bombers.
Well, it's all about whether they can get above 100 points now, isn't it? That's the interesting thing.
I mean, percentage is important for them too, Macca, because if they're equal with points, obviously.
Yeah, whatever they're gaining, Glenorchy are losing.
Yep.
And as you mentioned, Lauderdale. Really good list, don't they, Lauderdale? Really strong. Could be Southern Bombers, Northern Bombers again. Low. Oh, nice tap. Straight to Whitford. Inside 50. Put that one down again, Groobs. Clearance. Hit out. And inside 50. Your man again, Cox Goodger. Takes the handball. Gives it over the top. Lining up here now is Curran. Goes over the top. Can't find it. Mark dropped in the goal square by the Glenorchy defender in Blowfield, and it's through for a behind. The youngster. A little bit nervous, a little bit jittery.
You remember this debut, Macca? There's no doubt about that. Big experience.
All the good and wrong reasons, probably, Dave. But anyway. Blowfield, nice lime green boots. And he goes up the middle, nice kick.
Beautiful.
Finds Mott. Mott, left foot, Silk. Here's the big duff. Second or third mark for the day. That's what I want to see him do more of, Dave. Handball it off to Rundle. Centre square. Looks up, Malucci, 1-on-2, can't get it. At the back. Finding the ball there was Todman. Over top and finds Avent. Avon in front of Grace. Sneaks a little sneaker down the corner to Whitford. He does the same thing up here in front of Cocker. Cocker inboard, jumping under the pressure there was Foon. Oh, he's pulled up sore in the left right hamstring. In fact, just that kick set him up. Lockie Cocker, you don't want to be doing that to your good players. He's put up mighty sore in that right hamstring or buttock. It could be a corky. Right in the right butt cheek.
Holding the glute there.
Now the gluteus. Camerick over his head. He's Bannister. Been lively for 4 quarters today. Lanham caught behind. Good punch. Egger snaps. Donnelly. It's going to run out in front of him, left forward pocket. Egger was right front and centre. Good contest, Jack Lanham.
17 minutes gone last quarter. Northampton 129, Glenorchy 36. We're keeping an eye on Jay Foon. He seems to be going okay. Of course, he had that terrible neck injury. Was that last season?
A couple ago. He missed the premiership, didn't he?
Yep. He bounced back from that.
And you're off to Elfin Foz tonight?
Yep. Tornadoes versus Kilsyth, Cobras. 6:15 start of our broadcast. There's Will Atkin. Let's fly with a long kick towards the wing. Rick Soda will get there, but he's happy to see it over. Yes, big test. Of course, the Cobras last night beat the Hobart Huskies by 50 points. But good occasion night because Lauren Nicholson returns. Of course, she served us really well here in the Tornadoes.
Yeah, so
last
good,
couple of
wasn't
seasons.
she?
Yep. And she's now an established WNBL player. Boundary throw in. Northwest Thunder up against the Cobras tonight too. They desperately need a win to keep their finals chances alive.
Is that a double header or no?
No, at Ulverston that
Ulverston.
one. As Banks Smith kicks towards half forward. Punched away. Getting the ball first there is Maddie Joseph. Dilger's in there, the 2 long sleevers. It'll be a ball up. So it'll be an interesting clash at KG5 next week, Macca, because Launceston, of course, they won there early in the season.
Yeah.
They'll be very high in confidence if they can beat Kingborough today, which looks like it's going to be the case. Here goes Ponting. He gets it nice and out of Lanham on the wing. Jack Lanham, late inclusion with Pearton. Gets a short kick to Curran. Holds things up, gets his kick smothered. Here's a massive chance now for Glenorchy. Numbers around the ball with the turnover. Aidan Grace, as Macca said, he's moved up the ground a bit. Nice kick sideways here to Duffy. Attacking side of the wing. Over the top now to Callan Daly, who takes it. He wheels and goes. Kicks to half forward. Oh, and James Curran couldn't quite take it. Banks Smith does well. 55 out. Kicks for the advantage of French, who can't quite take it. It'll be a free kick.
Gunther.
Or was it Gunther? Thanks, Macca. It's Gunther. Gets up cramped a little bit. But free kick there to Harrison Gunther against Darian Richter-Solder. So he's got a shot for goal from about 40 out, 45-degree angle on the right-hand side. This will be their 6th goal if he can convert. They kicked 3 in the first quarter, none in the second, 1 in the third. And they've kicked 1 in this last quarter so far.
They really need 2 of him, don't they?
Yep.
Harrison Gunther.
1 at either end.
Definitely, of course, Joe Bowden out today.
Yeah,
plays a
blow.
similar role up forward.
Ankle problems at the moment, Jay Bowden is Gunther for goal. Umpire likes it. And a good reward for effort there for Harrison Gunther. And they score their 6th goal to Glenorchy. 6-6-42 to 18-21-129. The margin back to 87 points. As we've got about 10 minutes to play in this last quarter, round 14 clash. Hasn't been the close contest we thought it might have been, but North Launceston have been far too good. Macca.
Far too good. What's that? 39 scoring shots to 12.
So Harrison Gunther, mate, look, obviously maybe draft options are now getting a little bit past him, but do you think he'd be one that would hang around for the Devils?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. He's a definite Devils type. He's just got to have the fortitude to want to do it. I suppose the motivation to want to do it, play at the highest level. There's definitely offers for him to go over VFL and those sort of things as well. Someone like him, maybe one. When do they think the Devils might come in?
Next season after next.
Okay. So look, whether a player like him goes to VFL for 1 year to get up to pace, it'd be interesting to see how many maybe try and do that. But then it weakens the TSL, of course. Camerick, another one who'd be in around that Devils. He's another one as well. Aidan Grace, who went to Geelong, didn't he? Kicked 5-1 game at VFL for Geelong. Good play, North Launceston from half back, inside 50. Looking for the footy there, but can't take it. It's going to be a free kick. It's going to go Glenorchy's way. That's good. I'll tell you how it was going to be North Launceston's.
It was Connor Young showing some dash off.
Was it Connor Young?
Yeah, yep, off half back line.
Joshy Arnold, up the middle. Mott, left foot. Chisler goes to Daly. He'll be sore tonight, Daly's ran hard. Here's Gunther, he's on the move. Terrible kick. Richter Solder smothers the ball down low. Jay Foon, back of the pack, breaks the tackle, gives the hands, look away. Whitford, centre wing. Curran does the hair, then takes the mark. Does James Curran, gives it to Bannister. He's going to hit up the source. No, he's going to go long and strong. He's got Lanham in the square, sits under it long and deep. Oh, well done, the Glenorchy defender. It just set up a little bit long for him. I can see who that was. Is it Atkin?
Yeah, Will Atkin.
Yeah, Will Atkin. Yeah, really good effort. It was just a little bit high, hovering kick, wasn't it? And Lanham just had to go at the footy probably before the Glenorchy defender. Mind you, Bannister could have ran another 10 and kicked the goal. That's what you were going to say.
Oh, I thought he might have had some shorter options, but it's easy from up here.
Yeah, he had Sauce Donnelly on, definitely.
Yep.
But it's okay to go, but then, yeah, don't be in the middle. Daly again, over the top. Camrick on the outside, shows speed, not a great bounce. Won't come for him. That about sums up Glenorchy's day. Avance beset upon him. Here's Whitford, hands, over the top, Ponting. Watch this, Dave. In and out, beautiful. Goes back. Foon. Oh, Davies was a little bit wrong-footed on his right, but in a left footer. That was a little bit comical late in the game. Dave Moore's cracked up. Gunther pushes the opponent out of the way with the hip. Oh, you're allowed to do that, umpire. Good body work, Gunther, I was about to say. Conor Young takes the free kick. Over to Van Buren. Van Buren down the middle. Foon. Slow play. Foon. Over to Richter Solder in front of the scoreboard. He's got 30 metres. He's got to go over the top to Curran. The ball sits. It does. Handball.
It's been good.
Who's he got? Hitting up low, but all he does is find Josh Arnold, half-back flank.
Arnold now switches. He's got Banks Smith and acres of space. Hands off now to Daly. In the middle of UTAS Stadium, Daly goes up looking for Tyler Bowden, who almost takes the mark. Over the back is Avent. Gets it to Todman. Todman goes wider. And to tell you what, Aaron Richter Solder's had a lot of the ball today. We expect good games from him now, but he's been fantastic. Here's another man who's been fantastic, and that's Liam Davies. Mac has to formulate his votes very soon.
Oh, I'm under pressure too because Maxie's listening.
There's Lee Marks taken on the far side. James Curran. It's probably the best game I've seen him play too for the Bombers.
Yeah.
It's been pretty good today. As Bannister gets one from behind. We'll get the free
low,
kick. Low, yep. And he gets up, he holds his hands to his head there.
Good game, the youngster. Like he's normally forward, he's been given a real go in the ruck.
Yep.
And has done the job.
As it looks a yellow card goes up there, Macca.
What does that mean? Report it.
I think it might have been
Grace?
quite late contact there from Aiden Grace. In our defence, he's a long way away from us here on the far side. It's binoculars here. But
Oh, no, that was just a spoil.
Yeah.
Yeah, just spoil high. Free kick, that's all.
High contact.
Throw it out. Interesting. Oh, he's definitely, yeah, I think it was in the contest. Reprimand.
Macca being the MRP person.
Oh, well, I just saw it on there. It's all right. I'm allowed to comment on that?
No. Soon find out.
They might mute me. Just put that on mute, please, Benny, just in case. I forget it's on the live stream. I'm just trying to give our listeners a little...
Connor Pearton, yes.
Yes,
we have to describe for our listeners.
Yeah, you have to.
Connor Pearton, short now to Ponting.
Call it as I say it.
25 minutes gone nearly in this last quarter. Ponting goes short, and Brad Cox-Goodger takes the mark. 2 kicks out from goal.
I've been pretty good on the MRP this year. I got someone off the other week.
And Casey Brown, I think you got him off.
Yeah.
As Cox-Goodger centres the ball. Duffy will come into the contest from the side. He does well. Knocks it out of bounds. As the players go down like 9 pins.
Just a little ear massage. Look at the flowing locks of Manson as he comes off. Look at it.
He's
like blonde
kicked
tips
a
on
nice
the bottom
goal
of
today,
it.
Isaac Manson. So he's had a reasonable effort today in a losing side for Glenorchy. As Duffy now kicks it to the front. Oh, and it might have been a holding
Free
decision
kick,
here in the ruck contest.
Whitford free kick.
Yep, it is. A holding free kick to Taylor Whitford.
Yeah, he's standing at the back of the pack with his arms out stretched. He kicked 3 in the first half, Dave.
3 in the first half.
Missed a couple of snaps. He missed a check side up the far end and missed another one earlier this quarter. So he probably could have a handful.
So Taylor Whitford, we'll hopefully get a few words with him after the game in 2 or 3 minutes' time from Chris Sayer down there. Be a happy man tonight. He was disappointed last week, but they've atoned for the second half of last week and a big win today. Here's Taylor Whitford, close to the man on the mark. Slays it to the right a little bit. But goes out of bounds. Boundary throw in. So our next TSL broadcast we alluded to before is going to be at July the 20th, Launceston versus Lauderdale at Windsor Park. So a good battle there last year between those two teams and earlier this year as well. So get a good litmus test there for Launceston. Anyway, back to this game in its dying moments. Ponting might have been held without it. The umpire saw that. It's against young Banks Smith there. So Ponting in his 100th game, hands it off to Davies. Kick one earlier, sprays it off to the left. Might fall to the lap of Cocker, does it? No, it falls out of bounds. So a lot of tired players out there. They're playing out time here at UTAS Stadium. It's been a beautiful day weather-wise. Sun-drenched oval. Of course, big AFL game here next week. Hawks versus Fremantle. Hawks keeping their finals hopes alive with a big win last night against the Pies. Much to the delight of the two Hawks supporters beside me here. Boundary throw in.
I'm a Hawks analyst, Dave. I don't support.
As Dave Bannister now inside out. Lung Blowfield does well and takes the mark deep in defence. Kicks it sideways to Banks Smith. Banks Smith now getting trying to find Camerick. He falls over. He still might get it. Ben Camerick, been one of the better ones for Glenorchy today. Kicks up towards Gunther. Clears him. Richter Solder. Defensive handball. And the kick is poor and turned over now to Aidan Grace. Now it's with Reece Mott. He goes nice kick inside the centre square and finds Daly. He goes straight away, Daly. Inside 50 looking for Tyler Bowden. Over the back, Malucci knocks it away. Todman's there, little handball. Van Buren just happy to take it over. The umpire says throw it in. 27 and 3/4 minutes gone. 18-22, 130 to 6-6-42 to take us out to the end of the game. Here's Matthew McGee.
Boundary throw in front of the North Launceston change rooms. Carlton draft stand, Invermay Park end of the ground. Can't be long left, maybe 2 minutes. Most quarters been going 29 or so. Not as many goals kicked this quarter. Avent, good tackle. Gunther, Daly deserves a goal. Can't do so, misses it far side through for a behind. So what have they kicked, Glenorchy? 2 goals, 3. North Launceston have kicked 4 goals, 4. 4 goals, 4. Kick out. Finds Davies. Davies goes back. Richter Solder. Richter Solder. Back to Davies. So they're just padding out their statistics here at the moment. Davies pulls the trigger. And he goes as far as Trad Duggan. Over the top, though. Well done here, North Launceston.
Lanham.
Through Lanham. Lanham to Pearton. Oh, he ducks back. Caught. Lanham. There also. Not much happening here at the moment. Here's Pearton again, left foot. Going to go down the line, look for the youngster. Can't find him there. North Launceston player in Cocker. Ponting, clean again. Whitford loves that check side. And there it is. A convincing win to North Launceston here in the TSL clash of the day. North Launceston 18-22, 130. Thump Glenorchy 6-7-43. So they managed to get under the 100-point margin, did Glenorchy. And it was a one-way procession. It was 4 points at quarter time. It was 38 at half time. And since then, it was all North Launceston with what did they kick? 10 goals, 12 in the last half to Glenorchy, who kicked 3 goals, 5. So a sad day for the Pies. They've got lots of injuries and they've got lots out of their best side. But North Launceston, without Lee and McCulloch, they went about their way. Multiple goal kickers. Bradley Cox-Goodger, as Groob said, worked his way into it with 5 goals in the last half. So he's got 5. 3 goals to Whitford, Dakota Bannister, Thomas Donnelly. 2 goals to Sharon Egger and singles to Lachlan Cocker and Liam Davies. And with Glenorchy, it was 2 goals to Aidan Grace, both in the first quarter, and then singles to Gunther, French, Dilger and Isaac Manson.
There's a couple of injury worries there, notice, for North Launceston. I could see Jordan Tepper. It looks like he's got his calf strap. We thought it might have been a thigh.
Yep.
And Billy Edmonds came off quite properly too, or came off the bench now to shake hands quite properly. So maybe
so he didn't play a lot in the last half, did he, Edmonds?
So we'll just keep it here because I know Chris Sayers hovering there. We'll try and find Taylor Whitford after the shaking of hands. Macca, just some thoughts on the game. Obviously, it was a pretty even first quarter.
Very
really
even.
good contest, but after quarter time, it was all North Launceston.
I mentioned at quarter time, Dave, that how important the second quarter was going to be for Glenorchy. When they came up here early in the year, they got blown out of the water in the second quarter. Same thing happened today. It was 5 goals to 0, and basically that was it. And then from there, it just became really difficult for Glenorchy. I wrote down the best players for Glenorchy, Dave, and I've got Daly, Gunther, Mott, Arnold, Camerick. Now, that's 5 of the, Aiden Grace had limited opportunities. You come up here and you say, right, that's going to be your 5 best players. You think you probably had a pretty good day. Because they're good players, still played well. Rundle started well, then went out of it. But just their possession, their turnovers, their under pressure kicks, they were just awful. And look, even though, Daly tried his heart out, Gunther, Mott, Arnold and Camerick, they just got absolutely smashed. North Launceston, they just had multiple winners all over the ground, and I think we're going to hear from some of those because Chris Sayer's down on the field with the coach in Taylor Whitford.
Yeah, I've got Taylor here. Mate, it was only a week ago. I was standing over there in the pouring rain talking to Darren Winter. So what have you done in the last week to turn it around?
Nothing. We stuck to what we do well. It was an interesting week with some comments that some people were making and different things, but we believe in what we're doing. We stuck to it and got a pretty good result today with a few players out and no bench in the last quarter.
You didn't really miss the big guns today, did you?
Well, we always miss him. Cody Lowe was fantastic. To come in and do a job on Cam Duffy, who's a quality ruckman, that's a super effort. So I'm really proud of him.
Yeah. Quick word about the old and the new. Let's talk about the old Josh Ponting, 100 games. Comment?
Yeah, Josh and Jay for 100 games. It's a fantastic effort for our footy club to get those people involved, and credit to themselves. They work super hard away from the footy club. They put in a lot of time. They work long hours as well. So to come out and to give him a win like that, it's really good for him.
Yeah. And it must be great for the North supporters to see a Todman in the lineup.
Yeah, Xavier Todman. He's had to wait a while to get his senior game, and thought he looked pretty good today. I thought he looked calm and composed, and that's all he has to do, come in and do his job, and you'll keep his spot. He was really good.
Yeah. Next week, the Twin Ovals against the Tigers, trip down the highway.
Yeah, they played pretty well last week against Glenorchy. I'm not sure how they went today, but we're going to have to play some pretty good footy to compete with those guys, especially down there. They play the home ground really well.
Yeah. Congratulations today. Only a few more games to the finals, but finals assured. How do you go to keep the boys pepped up for the finals?
Finals assured. Spot's not assured yet. Okay, so we've got some work to do with where we want to finish. We want to finish top 3 first and foremost. And we still need to beat Glenorchy and Lauderdale next time, and hopefully finish on top. But we've still got some work to do.
Better get off the ground because the girls are coming on. You played the curtain raiser again.
Yeah, curtain raiser again. No, it's great. 4 games today for our footy club. The girls have been great, so hope they go well.
Thanks very much for the chat.
That's Chris Sayer down there with Taylor Whitford. Thanks, Chris, for your work today on the boundary.
Yeah, just got to laugh at your comment then. Jordan Tapper was his calf, you said, was strapped. That was actually his tattoos.
Oh, right.
So,
there you go.
So it is his thigh.
Okay.
But it's not strapped. But you see how he goes next week. But he's moving pretty freely, so I don't think it's that bad. And I see Bart McCulloch just said he kicking the ball, so I don't think he looks too bad either.
Yeah, Big Bart will probably be back next week. Thanks, Chris, for today down the boundary.
Okay, catch you later.
That's Chris Sayer. Macca, we might take a short break and you can collect your thoughts for the votes, and we're back in just a moment here on City Park Radio.
No worries.
Hi, I'm Daniel Johnson.
Okay, quick wrap up here from UTAS Stadium. First of all, Macca, the team stats in your 3-2-1.
Yeah, the team stats. Hit-outs for North Launceston was 29, Glenorchy 46 for the game. The clearances, Glenorchy won that by 6, 36-30. Inside 50s, North Launceston dominated 58-33. Marks inside 50, once again North Launceston dominated 15-5. And the free kicks 27 to North Launceston, 19 to Glenorchy.
City Park Radio Player of the Year Awards, 3, 2 and 1.
Yeah, so I went through the Glenorchy best, didn't I? Gunther, Daly, Mott, Arnold and Camerick. Look, the best players for North Launceston, no particular order at this stage. Whitford, Davies, I thought Dakota Bannister was great. Bradley Cox-Goodger obviously with 5 goals in the second half. Josh Ponting was awesome as well. Cody Lowe, Taylor Whitford mentioned. There's no doubt someone like Cody Lowe's going to get best and fairest votes because he did the job. And also I thought Foon and Van Buren started very well down back, but then obviously didn't have to do a real lot when they're only kicking a couple of goals in the second half. The votes for today, I gave Liam Davies 3. I thought he was excellent out in the wing, especially in the first 3 quarters. 2 votes goes to Taylor Whitford. I thought he was brilliant right from the start. He probably should have ended up with 5 himself, but just so clean with the footy. I could have raffled the one between Bannister, Bradley Cox-Goodger, Cody Lowe even as the youngster, but I end up giving it to Josh Ponting. I just think he's just so clean and just does so well in and around. So 3 to Davies, 2 to Whitford, 1 to Ponting. Best player for Glenorchy was Daly.
Thanks to Matthew McGee there on City Park Radio Sport, and thanks to our team today. Thanks, groups.
Yeah, no worries, Dave. Pleasure.
Thanks, Tim Mackle. See you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, no worries. Look forward to it.
Thanks to Ash, who's running the stream today down in Hobart, and also thanks to Ben Donaldson, our cameraman. And thanks to Chris Ball in the studio for his production today and getting us to air, and a great interview at half-time there with Ruther Kelly Mansell. We thank him as well. Thanks to the staff here at UTAS Stadium. It's all from us here on the live stream and the City Park Radio broadcast. Don't forget, we've got basketball tonight from 6:15 on City Park Radio. Final score here, 18-22, 130 North Launceston defeated Glenorchy 6-7-43. Bye for now.